You're listening to littlepodcast.com.
The Cars Human Centipede sequel.
United States Army Eastwards team said ooh woo.
Matt kills God with facts and logic. Harambe's death was the moment that our reality split.
So what we're saying is Deez Nutz 2020.
Yeah.
I got bit on the face by a red-boned dog.
Welcome to Born in the 80s, episode 399. I'm your host, John Danger, joined by my co-hosts.
Matt Danger.
TJ Danger.
Spanky Danger.
Well, guys, I don't want to use my real name on the internet because then people will know what my opinions are.
Everyone fucking knows where I'm at. They can find me.
Yeah.
It's easy.
Fight me.
John is on the internet as Real Lance on Twitter.
Real_Lance_man on Twitter.com.
That's where John expresses all of his secret opinions that he doesn't want associated with himself.
Serving up the hottest of opinions.
The most uninformed hot takes.
As seen in his IL-2 Sturmovik playthrough, where he had to be the Germans.
Yeah,
had to be the Germans.
The Russians are bad, but not bad enough. I want to be the German.
Look, here's the deal. If you listen to Ben Shapiro's talk, he'll say, who is worse, the Russians
I got a joke for you
or
guys.
Stalin? Communism's worse, guys. Right?
Yeah,
Stalin's
that's
worse,
true.
technically.
Here's some of the latest hot truth spit out from our fucking...
I love how this went from just us making fun of him on Discord to now this is the podcast.
Well, like, it's kind of ridiculous. Like, I understand you're allowed to have your own, like, opinions, but, like, it's just, like, the purposeful, like, misconstruence of facts. And
LOL, Neil Young is not an American. He's from Canada. His country doesn't even have free speech. I don't want to hear it.
It's really interesting when you know somebody, because we used to talk about stuff, and you read a lot of science fiction, and when you have somebody read 1984 and they have a completely different they get a completely different result out of that than you did. It's like, because like me, 1984 is like, yeah, we got to have freedom of the press and all this free speech stuff, and some other people it's like, oh, actually that means that communism's bad.
Yeah.
I will wear a mask at the appropriate time, and the appropriate time is Halloween.
That's true.
Listen, honey, you can wear a mask all year long. No one wants to see that fucking shit.
Yeah.
Oh, here's my mask.
I may be ace, but I could be a bitchy gay too.
Well, I was gonna say, like, dude, I in the before times I ran sound for burlesque and drag shows. Like, you can wear a mask anytime. It's always mask time.
It's always mask time. I've been thinking about getting into drag, except for I don't like people or dressing in clothes at all. So
I would be interested to see like what you think of a burlesque show, because there is like the like artistry of movement and stuff, but then also a big part of it is sex. So it's like, if you don't have that, like, is it just so boring that you don't care about it?
So I do want to give a shout out to Doom Patrol, my favorite DC show. It is 4 episodes into season 2 right now, and it's one of my favorite shows. But one of the featured characters is a genderqueer teleporting street named Danny, and on that street there is a it's a kind of a karaoke thing, but there's a lot of drag people in drag format it. A lot of general queer people on Danny the Street. And my favorite character in the show right now is Mora. Her full name is Mora Lee Corrupt, who is a drag queen, and I really do like drag queens and drag shows. So I'm sure that I would be fine with a burlesque show, but it's never obviously really anything about sex to me. I really like the poetry in motion is one way to put it, but also just like it feels very like people representing themselves in like the maximum freedom mode. Like I'm gonna do literally anything I want.
Yeah, there's it's like there's a big part of it that's just like I'm gonna throw the most like visually loud and exciting thing in your face and just like try to outdo everybody else.
Yeah. So if burlesque shows ever happen again in the post-COVIDian era, that would be pretty rad. I would love to go to a burlesque
Hell yeah.
show.
Dude, I just checked out. I hadn't heard of Doom Patrol before, but I do have the DC.
I've seen the porno
Universe
version.
thing. What's the porno version called, John?
Womb Patrol.
Nope.
So the Doom Patrol
That's the
started
Republican Party.
Hey-o!
Politics.
Doom Patrol started on DC Universe, DC's streaming service, but season 2, it's still on DC Universe, but it is now considered an HBO Max original.
Yeah.
Which it's not, but that's just what it's considered now for whatever fucking reason.
Well, it's because HBO, they were launching Max,
It's
and
on
they were
HBO
just like,
Max.
we can make a bunch of new stuff, or like, we just have this giant Scrooge McDuck pit of money we could acquire a bunch of shit.
So
but I got DC Universe to watch the Harley Quinn cartoon, but I still haven't watched that yet.
And it's fucking good. So if you have DC Universe, watch Doom Patrol. Is a fucking fantastic show. And if you don't have DC Universe, get the free trial of HBO Max and watch Doom Patrol because it's fucking good.
Mm.
Yeah.
Or Quibi.
Oh God!
Oh shit!
Democrats want to vote via Quibi.
Oh fuck, Mike! I gotta get my Quibi. I gotta get that done.
What's the latest Quibi news?
That I'm probably gonna end up paying for a month of subscription because I forgot to cancel it.
Oh no!
Okay, so this is. Let me introduce you to privacy.com. You make you basically a burner credit card. And anytime I sign up for a free trial, I do that and set a spending limit to $0, and it doesn't charge me.
Yep.
Cool.
It's also free.
Yeah. Which, like, it's that whole if you're not paying for a service, you're the product, but I don't understand.
No.
I guess they're selling, like, would they be selling shopping data or?
No, they actually don't sell your data. Unlike your regular credit cards, what they actually get is they get the merchant fees.
Oh, okay.
That's how their model works. So you get to make like X number of burner cards per month, and then you can have some perpetual ones too that you can just monitor your spending and make sure that
There's
no one's
probably
stealing
like a
information.
paid tier if you're like
Yep.
professionally making fake credit cards.
Or like for businesses,
Yeah.
especially if you have to buy some not.
Oh yeah. Because then you can just be like, oh yeah, expense that. Here's a card that only spends up to $100. Whatever. That's fucking smart. Privacy.com/born in the 80s. That's not a real.
We don't have that yet. I would be glad to work with them.
Yeah.
Because I use it even before working with them, and something I tell people to get. The only thing you have to do is you have to link it with your bank account directly, not with a credit card.
Yeah.
So if you're uncomfortable doing that, well, sucks to be you. But it's been a solid service for me, and they haven't done me wrong. Let alone, they will also notify you of, like, let's say you use a card on a sketchy website. They'll notify you the declines that they did.
Yeah.
So you can know who they sold it to.
I do
that's
like
good.
that.
Yeah.
Even just for like, oh yeah, your payment to HearthstoneReplays.net premium got declined. Oh, cool. I guess I should cancel that.
Yep.
So I've got a big old problem with my car, so I need to buy a new car, just like TJ did. TJ
You can get a Ford 500 for $2,500.
Hey,
And I fucking spent $150,000 on a house when I could have had like a buck ton of Ford 500.
Yeah, or you could just get a house and put wheels on it.
Oh my
Okay.
God. I
So-
had one of those when I was growing up. I lived in one of those.
So Spanky, I actually worked it down to 2,400. And that being said, first thing I had to do was spend $55 for windshield wiper blades, like as I was driving it with no plates to get it registered.
God damn, did you get some fucking Rain-X, motherfuckers?
Yeah.
$55.
Well, because I got two, I went ahead and get both right away. Yes, I got the Rain-X, and yes, I got the blades because I like the blade style.
I mean,
Nothing
they're
like
better,
that.
but like,
no.
it's a 2007 Ford 500. You got to get the ones that are just like some fucking chicken wire and some Teflon tape.
No, here's what you do. You go to a gas station, you grab their window washing squeegee, you steal that, tape it to a yardstick, and then you just have that out and clean the windshield.
You just open your window and do it by hand.
Yeah. It's like on Trailer
While
Park
you're
Boys when
driving,
they
just
clear off
like-
the car with a hockey stick.
Yeah,
Well, see, that's not
it's a
fair
clearance stick.
because they always have the hockey stick in their car. That's just part of living in Canada.
Yeah,
Is you have 3 hockey sticks in your car at all times,
it's true.
and one's your good one, so you never use that for other stuff.
Yeah. And then there's like the really gross Mad Cats brand community hockey stick that you give to your friend if they don't have one. I broke TJ with that Mad Cats.
Mad Cat's brand.
I'm
fucking
gl-
hockey stick.
I'm glad I didn't take my sip yet.
Sippy.
Yeah, so like, my thought is buying a car. It's like,
Yep.
hey, it's a lot of money, especially since I'm going to be buying a car. It's like 20 between 20 and 23 grand is what I'm looking at spending.
Jesus Christ.
Well, I'm buying a nice car that's going to
What
last
kind of
hopefully a
fucking
decade.
car cost 25 grand?
I didn't say 25. I said 20 to 23.
Oh, okay. What kind of fucking car costs
You should get a
23
Tesla. I
grand?
heard they're really good, like easy to service and stuff.
You should get a bunch of Ford 500s.
That's true. You're right.
Keep them together.
I should just get.
You could get 10
10.
Ford 500s for 24 grand.
If you
And then you just
sync
fucking
all like the
drive
steering
20
and
years.
engines up, you could have like a train of cars that goes on the road. Just have like a bunch of
You
fucking
could buy
ball
10
joints
Ford
connected.
500s for 24 grand, and then you could drive one Ford 500 a year.
Matt, did you want me to connect all the exhaust systems together on that to make a whole auto centipede?
Oh yeah,
God.
I guess you would have to anyways, otherwise
Dude,
everybody
that's
would
like
asphyxiate.
fucking Cars 4, the Cars Human Centipede sequel. Fucking Lightning McQueen, fucking like has his mouth sewn to Mater's asshole.
Yeah, it's
So
just
it's-
like they wind up on a junkyard. No, we're on to something else, John. They wind up on like a Junkyard Wars style show, and they're just like, "What is this horrifying? You sewed
Holy
his lips
shit,
onto
you
his."
guys remember Junkyard Wars? What the fuck was that show?
It was awesome.
That is like
I
Saw
love
for
that
cars.
show. Why don't they do that? They should put that shit on Quibi.
Yeah,
No, Quibi is only like really terrible, like reality or game shows that are terrible. Like, that's it.
Idris Elba like fucking drives a car for 5 minutes.
No. So what I wanted to talk about is that with the pandemic right now, like buying a car is like crazy to think about. Like, first off, I got to go into a dealership. Second off, I actually know someone I used to work with who talked about how they got COVID and they tested positive, but they don't really have any symptoms other than they've had a scratchy throat for like 2 weeks. But they went into a dealership and did like a test drive, and I was like, man, I wonder if they got it from that. Like, because like they told me to come in, so I have an appointment on Monday to look at a RAV4 that's 23,000. 2018 RAV4.
For a RAV4?
Yeah, that's how much they cost.
Jesus.
They're like 28,000 new. So one with it's got 22,000 miles on. It's one owner. 2018.
I don't think I would. I mean, like, I don't know. I've driven a couple RAV4s. I don't know if I dropped 20 grand on a RAV4.
My brother dropped 30 on his. He got a fucking
What the
hybrid
fuck?
limited. Yeah, 27.
Does it wipe his ass? Does it have a bidet built into that shit?
I
He
got a
got it with-
hybrid for like $6 grand.
He got it with every single option. Spanky, have you bought a used car recently? Used cars are expensive now.
For $9,000, I bought a 2012 Buick Lucerne.
Yeah, because you bought a Buick.
Go and look at the fucking highest rated used cars for the past 10 years. Buick Lucerne is number 3 on that goddamn list.
Okay, let's see. Buick Lucerne. Let's see what Consumer Reports has to say.
Yeah, look for Buick Lucerne on fucking Consumer Reports. I swear to God.
All right, here we
And
go.
it better be used cars because it's fucking used as hell.
It is used.
Not like used cars from 2018 to 2020 model.
Used cars reliability ranking. So you said 2015?
I think it was 2012, but yeah.
2012, it doesn't go that far back. But let's see what.
Okay, then I don't know.
So it's probably worse than what it says in here. Buick, what is it? Lucerne?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's not even on here.
Buick just really loved making up words that start with L.
Well, the
Yeah.
Buick seem to have decent reliability rankings. Oh no, it goes back to 12. Yeah, they don't have the Lucerne on here. They have a LaCrosse. Is that it? A Verano, a Regal, Enclave, Encore, Envision. What
I
I'm
want to
saying
make
is
a
that-
joke
What I'm
about.
saying is, if you look at these rankings, you got like different colors for like how good they are. Like you can see that.
John, Spanky, colors.
There's a reason why I want a Toyota. So you see, like everybody's rankings are kind of like, blah blah blah. Here's Toyotas. They just fucking run forever. I want a car with no problems. And
Yeah.
the Toyota RAV4 basically never breaks down. And here's the thing. Here's a problem. I'm 6'5". I can't sit in a lot of cars and
You
drive
can sit
without
in a
my.
Buick Lucerne.
Very possibly. Buicks are pretty large, but so I know because my brother has a RAV4 and he's 6'7", so he's even taller than I am. They're great. Like I've driven his car; they fit great. They are really reliable. The one that I'm getting has some of the higher range options on it, but I actually am looking at a thing called, I don't know if you've heard of Carvana.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
So
I've heard of
they're
it. I've seen-
they do touchless delivery of cars basically, and so they have car vending machines.
I was
even.
gonna ask if that was the one I'd seen like the car vending machine stuff for.
So basically, you'll buy it, and then if you live near the vending machine, you just go there, and like I don't know if you have like a credit card, you have your app, or you swipe your credit card, and then they'll just roll it out to you, and you drive off in it. They actually allow you to do flights too. You can like fly out and pick it up if you wanted to, but they also right now are doing delivery, and so I actually have a Kia Sorento 2017 for $21,990, and it is the V6, the EX model with leather seats, and the navigation package and everything. And so I got 28,000 miles on it. And I'm liking that too, because the Sorrento also is a Consumer Reports favorite for reliability. It's got heated seats. Yeah. I'm excited about this one as well. It has some hail damage on top of it. The thing I also like about Carvana is that it's not like a dealership. Like the price is the price. And they're usually fairly competitive. Like it's usually pretty close to what Kelley Blue Book says for average. But then if you like look through the pictures, they have pictures of all of the body damage to the car, like highlighted. So like on this one, they have a zoom in on the roof, and you can see little dents because it had some hail damage, or you can see some scrapes in the wheel wells. Like so they're like they try and be as upfront as possible since you're not going to be able to like test drive this before you buy it. But they do have like I think I'd have to look at their like how this works, but I'm fairly certain how it works. I think they have their own like certified pre-owned system, so they like check every car before they sell them. But I think you have 100% 100-day worry-free guarantee and a 7-day money-back guarantee. So if you don't like the car after 7 days, you can call them and they'll come back and pick it up with the tow truck, and you get your money back. So if there's something way wrong with it, the only problem is right now that their financing options are really expensive, so it might be really annoying. Because then I have to go to my bank and get a loan, and that's just like a bunch of extra steps. It's so much easier to finance through the dealer, but they don't really have any good options right now. The other thing is that the Toyota dealership has fucking right now, at least maybe this holiday weekend, but on RAV4 specifically, they have 0% APR on used vehicles, which is fucking insane. It's a fucking free loan. And so I'm like, I kind of have to take advantage of that. I mean, that's like 2,000 or 3,000.
Yeah, I would imagine that like car loans right now, they're just like, please buy something.
Yes,
please,
exactly.
We need somebody to take out a loan right now.
Yeah. And it kind of pisses me off because like I was looking like weeks ago when I was thinking about this before my car took a shitter, and I can talk about that. My car is very slanty. So if you look at it from the front, it's like this, which is bad, which I think one of the shocks has failed in the front.
Yeah.
Because I opened up the hood and then the mount seemed to be fine, so it's not like it broke off the mount or anything. But it does seem that the shock on the rear or the front driver's side is just sunken.
Yeah.
So it's either old.
That would be the one that like takes the most.
Yeah, because it's where I sit.
Yeah,
so it's always got the most weight.
There's always at least somebody in the driver's seat when it's driving.
So the rear ones failed a while ago, and I had those replaced. I don't want to put more money into this car, basically. I'm at this point, so it's still drivable, but the front shock obviously is just not great now. It needs to be replaced. So I don't know what I'm going to get for a trade-in. So it's like, I just am stressing about this. Like, I got to fucking go into this dealership, and they're going to give me the fucking hard sell. There's going to be fucking assholes walking around without masks on, and I'm going to get fucking COVID because I need to get a new car. And it pisses me off because, like, a month ago, it was all like, contactless. We'll drive out to your house and do a test drive, and we'll do all the fucking shit over the phone. And now they're not like talking that up anymore.
Well, see, here's the thing. If you wait like maybe another couple of weeks for the second spike to really hit, then it'll probably happen.
That's the problem right now. It's like people have given up, and it's like, oh, it's over, and it just kind of sucks because, I mean, like I'm liking the fact that I do have they set up an appointment. Like the person who I talked to from the RAV4 place, they were just like, or the Toyota place, they were like, oh, let's set up a deal. And I'm like, okay. Like she set up a time, sent me like an invite for like a Google Calendar invite for a meeting. So maybe hopefully that's like they're doing appointments now to have people come in. Maybe that's what they're doing. So be that. But like when I get there, I'm not going inside. I'm gonna like call and be like, all right, I'm not going inside.
Yeah.
Like I will wear my mask and go into this test drive with the person, or if I can ask them not to come with me and like keep my like car keys for my car or something.
Yeah, I'd imagine that. Like I'm trying to remember back in like
I really don't
December
want to
when I
be
got
in
my
a car with a stranger. Like, so we'll see what they'll let me do.
DJ,
it's
did
just
you test drive your car?
My brother did.
Do you know if it was like, hey, just like leave a credit card or something and then like go drive it alone, or like, because I think when I
test drove a car last year, they had someone with me.
Yeah,
you know,
a private seller. So
okay.
Well, yeah.
I know when I test drove my car in like November, December, whenever I bought it, it was just me and my dad in the car. And they were just like, yeah, whatever. Like, I assume they have it like tracked or something. I don't know. I'm assuming they'll allow it. I mean, like, I'll give them my credit card and that, and I'll just be like, let me drive this. I know what it is. My brother has a 2017 RAV4. The 2018 is the same because they didn't change the interior styling until I think 2019. No.
So the 2017, 2018, they look the same. I just want to get in it and make sure it's not a smoker's car because I've test drove one of those, and boy, is it the worst. And two, like, and that's not to say I've never smoked inside a car before, but like when you're talking about like a smoker's car, it's someone smoking like a pack a day with the windows rolled up.
Yeah,
like it smells like an ashtray.
There's a point where you can undo it, and then there's a point where it's just permanent.
Exactly.
And if you're like, if you measure your smoking packs per day, then your car's fucked.
I will say that you can undo it no matter how much you smoke. But so when I was a delivery driver at a pizza place, I worked 5 days a week.
That's what he used to do.
I am LGBTQ, and I'm eventually going to turn Republican. So probably. I think I'm fatter than Lance, so I can make more fat jokes.
Well, you're not fatter than Lance used to be.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, he used to be about my size, if not bigger.
So anyway, when I worked as a delivery driver, I would smoke all the time on every delivery. And whenever I quit smoking, when I was 20, I took every single piece of upholstery. Like I completely gutted my car's interior, everything out. And I took like basically stain remover and carpet spot cleaner, and I just did the entirety of everything. I shampooed all of my interior. Also, I had carpets, and I took the carpet completely out, and I pressure washed carpets. So like every single piece of cloth in my entire vehicle, I took out and pressure washed, like cleaned and air dried outside. And that got rid of the smoker smell. So like with a lot of fucking hard work and time and effort, you can get rid of smoker smell in any car. But it's like at some point you got to be like, is this worth like 72 hours of my time to fucking totally disinfect the Chernobyl of smoker smell that gone on inside of his car for his entire life, or should I just buy a car for like the same or just a slightly more price that isn't this fucking god awful smoker's car?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So no, that I'm looking at a RAV4 or maybe a Sorento. The RAV4 is extremely popular because on Carvana's website, which is like nationwide, there's like there's like 4 RAV4s and everyone is already sold. So
I'll say that like I don't know what it is about me and the RAV4, but like I'm
just
like,
happy I can sit in it. It's
well,
so
I'd
rare.
just be completely lost because I haven't seen RAVs 1 through 3. So
if RAV4 was so good, John, why isn't there a RAV5?
That's true. You got me there. But I wish I could buy a newer one of them, but I can't because it's like they updated the fucking way that they sit, and now I can't sit in it.
you should get a Reliant Robin.
Oh, with the 3-wheeled car?
Yeah, and the single wheel is in the front, so you just flip it constantly.
All right, 2017 to 2018. RAV4, max mileage, let's say 45,000. How many did they even have on Carvana? All right, they have, oh wow, this is updated since earlier. They have 4 available in the entire nation. And they're all the LE. Oh, there's a limited that's 23,900, so 24,000. That's that's the other seats and everything. I don't really care about that. But here's one. 39,000 miles, 18,590, free shipping. That is not bad. What's wrong with this? This wasn't available earlier today. That's even cheaper. But like the idea is that now I need to get a new car. Like I was like waiting for my car to bust, and I'm just pissed because it's hard for me to like being super tall and like a large man. It's hard enough to now with COVID, but like I actually have to sit in these cars if it's something I haven't driven before to know if it's something I can fit in. And it's like, it just sucks because now I have to like take a risk. And
what
it
about
sucks
a CRV? Have you ever test drove a CRV?
No, I can't sit in them.
Really?
So the CRV has a center console that comes down where my knee goes.
Oh, I see.
So basically, so I've like described this, but like, so what I need here, I'll draw a fucking diagram.
Yeah, you're basically like the really tall guy from The Simpsons that like has to unfold
I can't
to
sit
get
in
out
a
of
car.
the car.
No, so if you have like a center console on a car, and you have the seat. So like here's like the seat right there, and then this is like the dashboard right here. And so a lot of cars will have like a center console that is just like that, where it's like, okay, it's right there. It's kind of in line with the seat. So my knee can sit over the top of it, like when my knee goes out, because I'm tall. My legs are so tall, they don't fit entirely under the steering wheel. So I have to kind of splay them out. So yeah, here's what the CRV looks like. It's that. It has like a thing there, and that's right where my knee goes. And I've driven one, and it's infuriating because my knee just rubs against the plastic the entire time. And it kind of is the same way with the Sorento, which pisses me off. The awesome thing about the RAV4, but the new ones did the CRV thing where it has like the fucking tilt down now. I haven't driven one, so maybe it's not bad, but I know at least the 2017, the 2018 model, because my brother has a 2017, and the 2018 is just a refresh of the 2017. I can fit in that. But it just sucks because it's like, I'd love to drive that car, but like a Honda Accord, awesome. It has the flat like center console, like I can get my knee in there. But the Toyota Corolla, not as good. The same about size car, but the Corolla for some reason didn't work. So that's the problem. I can't just hop in cars now.
Yeah,
because
I
fucking
feel like
COVID is exploding in Wisconsin now.
I feel like you need like a special like a big and tall car dealership. Like,
well, that's the thing.
Not a thing yet.
It's so hard online to even find that because, like, some people are tall in their legs. Some people have long torsos. Like, it's different for everybody.
Yeah.
I have super long legs.
Does Toyota still make the 4Runner?
They do. I could try that, but they're so expensive. Like,
they are. But you're already talking about spending like 23, 24 grand. I'm sure. I know that a brand new 4Runner is like 35 grand and up. Or whatever, but like you could probably find a used 4Runner in the past few years. That's
so the Highlander.
I have a friend who had a 4Runner, and they have the console like you're talking about. Like the dash goes down with the steering wheel, and like there's the gear shift on the right, but the console doesn't come up past the seat at all.
I mean, I just looked in Carvana, and they have a 20. Okay, let's find a year that I'm looking at. 2017 SR5 4Runner, 33,000 miles. This has already been purchased. It says purchase pending, so they're shipping it. 27 right now for a used.
So I mean, like you could either find one with a little bit higher miles, or like maybe a 2050, because like it's a Toyota, they last forever.
They do,
and the 4Runner is an expensive model, so it lasts even longer.
Yeah, well, I'm looking at the picture of the 4Runner and the ooh.
I honestly like the 4Runners better than the RAV4. Like, to me, I feel like a RAV4 is like, I wish I just had a 4Runner.
Well, I don't necessarily need a 4Runner too. I could also get the Highlander. There are other large
Highlander. If I remember right, and I don't know.
There's only one of them.
Yeah, there's only a single Highlander.
There's only one Toyota Highlander in the U.S.
So
they're about the same price.
But the interior of the Highlander, I think, does not have like it's not like exactly like you're describing, where it's like the slant, but it is like slightly raised up above the seat.
This is the thing is that I like have to like look at the photos of the interior and just see, all right, can my knee go there? But like the really honest thing I need to do is get in it. Like, and that's such a problem right now. Okay, here it is. The Highlander, actually, I can't tell from that photo. The cup holders are below the seat level, and then I might actually be okay on a 4Runner or a Highlander. I'm looking at the 2017, and
I like the Highlander too.
Yeah, they're extremely well rated. They're a big car, bigger than I need.
Well, if you want to try out my Prius, if you've never sat in one of those, let me know.
I know that I live in the fucking sticks in the forest where people do this kind of shit, and even though they don't need it. But have you ever looked at a Toyota Tundra?
Yeah, I have not, but
because they make 4-door and extended cab Tundras, and like I've sat in one, and like I'm pretty sure that like fucking Magic Johnson could relax when he sits in these bastards. Like
that's the thing
like,
too.
Fuck.
Pickup trucks have so much room in them because they're meant for people who are working, so you get in and get out of them a lot. But so let's see, your Tundra, you said. The only problem with
and they like it. I don't know about how their center console, but like you wouldn't even need it. They have so much fucking room.
Yeah, the problem with the Tundras is the price on that. A 2017. Well, this is a Crew Max, which is the hugest interior. Here we go. A 2018 double cab, which just has 2 doors, but it has
it's extended cab.
It's the small one, the smallest one. That is 27,990. The pickup trucks are just so expensive. And the other problem is that I don't know if it'd fit in my garage because our garage isn't super huge. So that's
the Tundras are pretty big, but they're not like F-250 big.
Yeah, but you're right. Like this has got the huge legroom area. What you know what they need to bring back? The bench seats, where the front row is just a flat row of seats. Like that, I can fit my leg in, no problem.
I mean, that's basically like a modified bench seat is what most pickups are. Like
exactly.
They're not just straight up like an oval rounded corner rectangle for the back. They have like molded like seats and headrests and shit, but they are still essentially just bench.
Yeah. So no, I honestly don't know what I'm going to get. It just sucks, like not being able to test drive or not wanting to test drive right now because of the fucking virus situation, which has just gotten so much worse lately. So, Matt, what are you, the fucking Air Force esports or whatever?
What?
The United States Army esports team?
Oh, God damn it.
You didn't see that Twitter exchange?
No.
Well, I also saw that they were on the front page of Twitch the other day.
Yeah, so there's like a United States Army esports team. And I forget, it was like some streamer or some like Twitch service or something. They were tweeting back and forth, these two verified accounts, and they said like, thanks uwu. And I wanted to fucking kill myself. The United States Army esports team said uwu.
Yeah.
Which is just like what? Anyway, so I'm sure I'll have more car news next week. I don't want to drive my slanty car anymore because I don't know how safe it is with the shock kind of sunken on one side. I'm sure it's safe enough to drive around town, but I don't really want to take it out on a
Yeah,
long
I don't
drive.
know if the shocks really affect safety, but they definitely affect like the quality of your ride.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
you're gonna feel every pothole.
Yeah, well, I already do anyway. It's a piece of shit because it's a Ford from the mid 2000s when they basically didn't give a fuck about anything. 2006, they were like, put out the shittiest cars you can. Everything's going great. It's 2006. There's no financial problems at all.
And then a
Yeah,
couple
let's
years
make a
later, please
Grand Am.
bail out, please.
Pontiac's gonna be around forever. Let's just sell the biggest piece of shit Grand Am we can think of.
So I'm just
God,
It's not-
my old car was a used Pontiac Sunfire, and it was just like, why the fuck was this car in
God.
Wisconsin? This is
Fucking
obviously
Pontiac Sunfire. Like, I have $8,000, but want to look like I have a Trans Am, the vehicle.
well, I just bought it like my old car like died, and then my dad, I guess, had been predicting that, so he was like, "Hey, I got this thing from the neighbors, so you could buy it from me." But yeah, it's like, why was this in Wisconsin in the first fucking place? It's obviously designed for a warm, dry climate that doesn't have any kind of like snow or rust or anything.
It's literally like the shittiest car you could ever think of, and it's like, let's make the front look like a Trans Am, though. Like, but just the grill and the headlights.
Yeah.
Everything else looks like a dumbass, like fucking Oldsmobile.
That
just
car
the
was
headlights,
nothing but
grill,
problems.
fucking Trans Am.
Yeah.
well, here's a all right. So I'm looking at Metro Kia Madison. What about an Audi Q7? That's their like seven passenger SUV.
Well, you do like German vehicles, so
Hey, I just want to make Azeroth great again. It's got leather seats. It's only $25,993, and it has 40,000 miles, 45,000 miles. Why is it so cheap? Does it not have all-wheel drive? What's going on? Anyway. Oh, it has 60,000 miles. So it's 2015. But fucking Audi, man. Is Audi good? What is my car? You guys, let's move topics here. I'm going to be talking about this all night, and I've been thinking about it all weekend, and I just want it to be over, and I want to have my new car and be happy to not drive my piece of shit anymore. And I should have done this before it started crapping the bed.
What other topics do we got? We got like a relationship.
You're a homeowner now, and it's 4th of
Hey,
July.
I have a home. My house came with these ugly yellow curtains.
There's the
They're
Q7. You see that little line?
No,
that's
I
a break?
don't, John, because those are fucking colors I can't see.
This is
Yeah,
the Audi.
wow.
Here's the Q7. That's the 2015. It's just a lot of reds on there. So no, that's a
Well,
reliability.
anyway,
problem.
my house. The previous sellers gave me these red curtains.
Those are green.
Fuck you, John. Fuck you and your Consumer Reports.
No, but those curtains
I know
are green.
they're green. No, they're green.
On a scale of
I was
1
doing a self-deprecating joke and before you brought up the Consumer Reports colors, and then I got more pissed off.
Wait, colors?
What?
Yeah.
On a scale of 1 to 13, how many ghosts does your new house have?
Probably 0, unfortunately. But I'm trying to get some to come hang out.
Okay. I mean,
Because
you're in
like
the
if there's
south,
no
so
ghosts, it's not cool.
you're in the rural south, so there's not like opioid deaths or anything.
I
in
mean,
there.
so there's opioid. So a lot of it is like Native Americans and slaves
Mhm.
are the ghosts, and like they're like, "Boo, motherfucker!" And I'm like, "Dude, Black Lives Matter." And I'm like, "All right, cool. I'll go to
And
your
they're like,
neighbor." who
oh,
has the blue-"
cool, respect.
They're like, "I'll go to your neighbor who has the blue line flag and fuck with him for a little while." So I live in the South. I own a house. I live outside of city limits by like 1/8 of a mile. So like I still have like city utilities for my electricity and shit, but like it's technically the county. It's not the city. So that's why I have fireworks just fucking exploding all around me at all times right now, because there is literally no ordinance or anything about how much shit can explode in my front yard.
And now, does that mean that effectively no vote that you ever cast will matter?
I live in Missouri and don't vote Republican, so no vote I ever cast has mattered for every single vote I've ever cast.
Even for like, there's not like a Missouri, like I guess Kansas City.
So Kansas City. There are 3 places that you could consider liberal bastions, and they're St. Louis. There's Kansas City, and then there is is that Boone County? I think it's Boone County. That's where the capital is, Jefferson City, which is also like in the same county as Columbia, where Mizzou is. Mizzou being like the most popular college, basically college football and like most recognizable Missouri college that there is. So like the one in like now Springfield and Greene County, it's a college town. Like Missouri State University has like only a couple thousand less students than Mizzou. So like it's not like we're a tiny baby school and they're a gigantic mega school. It's like we're pretty close as far as attendance goes. Our football team is just literal hot fucking steamy garbage that should not be playing a sport. So that's why no one knows about us. But even in my county, which is also a college county, it is, I believe, the 2016 election, it went 60% for Trump. With the 27,000 students, potentially voting here, and there's only 150,000 people in the city of Springfield, and Greene County isn't all that big, so it doesn't encompass a lot more than Springfield. So I think our county might have 300, no, maybe not, maybe like 260,000 people ish or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's still like extremely Republican, even though it's large and the college town can't fight it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like Oklahoma, even in Tulsa, Oklahoma, there's no blue county. No matter how big the city is, no matter where the college is, it doesn't matter. You just can't fight it.
Yeah.
There's fucking gerrymandering and
and that kind of sounds like Platteville here in Wisconsin, where it's like it's a college town, but they have a huge engineering department where like everybody that grew up on a farm goes to learn about like farm engineering. And so it's very
how to engineer a cow.
Well, yeah, like I don't know. I guess in Madison, that's where more of like the animal sciences stuff is, but just like in how to design like fucking all of these automated farm equipments that like farms are insane now. They're run by robots.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Which is annoying because I love robots and I hate fucking redneck.
Yeah.
So
I love rednecks and I hate robots.
Oh
Man,
no,
you know what?
That's your future. That's your future.
I love robots
Spanky.
and I am a redneck.
Well, I mean, you do live in the redneck area now.
So I live out here. I have neighbors, who are my coworkers. They live just like one house down that way.
Okay.
And I went over there tonight, and like we had ribs, and we played Use Your Words, and it was really fun. So I have one good neighbors.
And they were the ones with the thin blue line.
No. That's on a different side of the house. I have a neighbor because like they were looking for my house and like, where you at? I'm like, last one on the left. And he's like, oh, I went down like this private drive and there was this house with a thin blue line flag. And I'm like, that can't be Spanky's house, because if that came with his house, he would have burned that motherfucker down the second he moved in. And I'm like, you're not wrong.
So you literally live in the last house on the left?
Not exactly, but yes, basically, like I am the leftist house.
All right,
you could say that.
Nice.
It's a pretty nice little place. I like it. I like it enough to have spent $150,000. That's, or at least the bank liked it enough that they allowed me to live in the house that they spent $150,000 on.
Hey, you're gonna pay him back though, right?
Yeah, in 30 years or so.
Well, we'll see if like the U.S. economy is still a thing. Then, like everything might just collapse. And then
what's funny is that if I pay off this house, like if I just decide to stay in Springfield and live here for 30 years, which is kind of unlikely, but I mean, fucking crazier shit has happened. I will have paid off my house the same year that I am eligible for retirement when I'm 58 years old. From the university, and then I'll basically just have a house that I paid for and retirement, and then like a couple years away from Social Security, and then I'll just be like fixed income house owner. which would be kind of fucking rad, except for like I'd be almost 60 years old, and I don't know what the fuck 60-year-old people do except for like wait to die and vote Republican.
I think by the time we're 60, there's going to be a lot of VR stuff that we do. At that point, we'll probably just plug our brains right into the computer.
That's pretty rad.
It'll be like Phantom Terra.
This whole thing is a simulation that's just like trying to get us closer to like the whole plug in the brains in the computer shit, so that they can just turn off, like basically like they're just trying to conserve power on the Matrix. And it's like if they think they're plugged into a computer and they physically are in the real world plugged into a computer, then like we can cut down a whole lot on their whole system. Like,
they're just like, reality is too fucking high res. Okay, so we need them to plug into something they know is a simulation, so they'll accept it if it's low poly, and it'll use a lot fewer resources.
Yeah, I like the idea too of the. I don't know if you've seen that episode of Rick and Morty where he turns himself into a pickle. It's the funniest shit I've ever seen.
Yeah,
it's the funniest shit I've ever seen.
But no, there's an episode I think where they are trying to interrogate Rick and Morty, and so they put him in like a simulation.
Yeah,
and one of the ways they get out of it is like trying to run as far away from like the areas that are like highly detailed part of the simulation. And then you get like to the outskirts, and it's just like, you know, fucking people saying canned phrases and stuff.
Well, that's Jerry wound up in the simulation by accident, so that
we didn't realize.
Just cap him at 10% processing.
Yeah, it was like,
is that?
My man.
So, it's like, now we'll listen to human music. Boop, boop, boop.
So that's what they need to do, is we need to just get ourselves plugged in and then lower the power down, maybe 50%. We won't really notice all the stuff. Maybe that's happening right now.
Probably.
It feels like we're in a simulation and somebody turned on all of the, like, you know, when you played SimCity and you turn on all the natural disasters at once just to see what happens.
Well, you know, that's just the New World Order trying to reduce the population. And that they're doing that because we're in a simulation and because they need to try and cut down on the number of nodes in the simulation. I'm just making this up as I go. But
no, that sounds.
But I could have a computer
voice.
You
sound like you could be on Joe Rogan with.
Yeah, I was
like
I could have a computer voice narrate all that shit I just made up, and I could make a YouTube video that would get like 100,000 views.
Yeah, that's like YouTube for you. Matt destroys liberals with facts and logic.
Matt destroys Matt kills God with facts and logic.
Hey, we were going to attack and dethrone God. That was like 2 weeks ago, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's still in the liberal handbook, right?
Yeah. The Antifa handbook that somebody made.
Yeah.
It was going around.
Step 1, be cool about people that are different from you. Step 2, attack and dethrone God.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I guess I'm not that worried about. It just sucks. Like, why do we have idiots? Like, people that I used to know that are just refusing to do the most basic things.
Well, it's hack, but like, there's an old George Carlin bit that's like, imagine how dumb the average person is, and then half the people are dumber than that.
That's true. But like, I don't know. I saw somebody else posted this. I found this on Twitter as well. They said, all right, well, we're not doing masks. So I'm going to run my new cafe, and we're going to have, the people making your food. They can choose to wash their hands or not. It's their right to choose to not do that. You know, it's all this stuff. They say they're clean, so they don't need to wash their hands. Like, it's just the dumbest fucking shit. Like, let's have like the basicness of human decency, and so not a large part of the population. I think we need to realize that even 60-something% of the Republicans polled said that they want to wear masks. To help reduce this.
It's just social
it is a
media.
very small subset of idiots.
It's social media amplifying.
Oh my god! And what was the
But the thing is that social media amplifies them, but also the fact, like, it doesn't take a lot of idiots. No, it just makes it worse. The other thing too was I saw I forget where it was. It was like a town hall in Florida or something.
Oh, where they cut in the Parks and Rec stuff.
No. This is another. There's just a guy who was saying like, "What, you're going to force us to wear masks? What's next? Vaccines?" And I was like,
yeah. Eventually there will be a vaccine.
God damn, man.
Yeah, this is why the whole scientists are working extremely hard, and they're very optimistic that we'll have a vaccine in record time, and by the end of the year, and then we can have widespread rollout within 18 months of the pandemic starting. And it's like, that sounds great, but there are people who are fucking making measles come back because they won't get a vaccine.
Yeah.
They're not going to take a fucking coronavirus vaccine.
What's crazy is what's going to happen is because they're under such a time crunch, there's going to be the first vaccine is going to have some problems and side effects, and it's going to go to the people that those side effects are better than them getting the disease because they're at a high risk. But then that's not what the news is going to say. The news is going to say vaccine causes these side effects, and it'll be a whole nother thing where everybody's like, "See, I told you so."
I think somebody said this as well, but we got to retire the turn of phrase "avoid it like the plague," because it turns out we don't.
Yeah.
Yep.
I remember seeing I don't know if it was a
don't.
Reddit post or something a few weeks ago where somebody was like, I used to think that the depictions of society immediately crumbling in a zombie movie were a little far-fetched, and then I saw how they handled an actual pandemic.
Well, it is a little far-fetched because it just takes a year of everyone just being idiots, and then it just unravels.
But that's what would happen. Oh no, I don't want the zombie vaccine. I heard that gives you Crohn's disease or something.
I mean, I was really optimistic about our coronavirus situation up until about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and it's okay, we're not getting through this. People are just unable to do the basicest. The bars in Madison were just open. I think I saw on the Washington Post they had a picture that someone had took in Madison of the College Club with a line around the building for people to get in.
And the
it's
College Club is just the fucking worst bar to go to.
What are we doing? Seriously, it's just insane.
Well, it's I saw this coming from the beginning where in Wisconsin people are it's not that bad, it's not that bad. It's yeah, that's because we're not as our population's not nearly as dense as LA or New York. Mm-hmm. But if it gets here, if you're still acting like it's no big deal, it's gonna fuck us, and that's where we are now. I don't know.
It's just dumb. It's fucking dumb.
I was at Target earlier today, and a bunch of fucking teenagers were just goofing around, not wearing masks, and I was like, get off my lawn.
I will say one of the greatest things, though, that's come out of this entire situation is my faith and love for the generation below me, Generation Z, is they're fucking killing it on social media when it comes to anti-racist stuff. I just read an article saying militias flocked to Gettysburg to foil a supposed Antifa flag burning, which was a hoax created on social media. There's been so much, they were talking about how they were getting people in the younger generations to sign up for Trump's rally.
Yeah, the K-pop thing.
So I think there was going to be 1 million people showing up, but then it was just 20. Such a small crowd showed up.
Well, and that's that's the thing. We're of the generation where we thought we were hot shit because we were early adopters of the internet, but these kids all fucking grew up. They grew up in the darkness. They were molded by it. They know how to use social media on a level that
now I will say though that that is a gift and a curse, because it also means that their lives are completely inseparable from corporations like Facebook and Google. If those corporations didn't exist, we would have mass suicide because these kids have no idea how to fuck.
Oh, they're not on Facebook anymore. They're on TikTok, which is
no, but they're
fine.
on Instagram, which is owned by Facebook.
That is true.
Yeah. This is great. This was I guess organized by a Twitter account called Left Behind USA. Unapologetically.
So this is just a hoax flag burning?
They put up a lot of people made posters and stuff that said come join the flag burning party, 3 p.m. Gettysburg National Cemetery, and they had all of this shit. They had a stock photo that they put up of the organizer, and it's just from depositphotos.com of a guy, and then hundreds of people, fucking armed people with fucking Trump stickers and shit just showed up, and they're just where are the flag burners? And there's nobody fucking there.
That's hilarious because that's
oh
just
my God.
It's like something you'd expect Anonymous to do, like these like wizard hackers, and now it's just like no, everybody knows how to do that. Like, yeah. So what you do is you do that again, and you have a timed dirty. Nope, that's illegal to say that.
The problem, the one thing that's terrible about Generation Z is that they don't understand like that you can't click a book.
Yeah. And also, they don't understand how everybody hates their wives.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
John's
it's
always
funny
like, my
whenever
wife
you hate your
is
wife.
Terrible.
Yeah, it's funny whenever you hate your wife because that's hilarious. Like,
hilarious
imagine being married to someone and you fucking hate them. Isn't that the most hilarious shit? That's like turning yourself into a pickle funny.
Yeah, and it doesn't make me incredibly depressed at all. Like thinking about how many generations of people that was a reality for.
Can we talk about sports for a second and the win of neoliberalism?
My new favorite sport of NASCAR.
Did you see that the Redskins are probably going to change their name now? Finally.
Well,
yeah.
I saw that
but here's the news. The news is not the news about that was not problematic as fuck racist team name. Owners and teammates decide that it's racist as fuck and needs to change. The news was
neoliberal.
The news was corporate sponsor pulls funding.
Nike refused to make merchandise that had Redskins logos on it. Basically.
Yeah, so it's like, oh fuck. We were fine with offending Native Americans, and we still are, but Nike won't give us money if it says Redskins?
Well,
fuck,
even
we better change
like,
this
Nike's
name
fine
now.
with it too, but they don't want that. They know that people will boycott them and lose sales.
I did appreciate the Onion headline today about that, saying that the Washington Redskins finally changed their name to the DC Redskins. Which is so good.
My favorite Reddit comment was that they should keep the name the same but change the logo to a potato.
Oh.
So I saw a bunch of stuff too. They're like, let's make it the Washington.
Is the Redskin potato like actually racist or something?
No,
like,
it's just...
it's a potato with red skin.
Yeah.
They call them yellow potatoes.
I'm colorblind. How am I supposed to know that?
Well, for us,
all you need to know is that avocados are a deep and beautiful red.
I know they're not because people tell me about how to check when they're ripe. They're green.
They turn like black when they're ripe. But anyway,
I always just feel them.
Black avocados matter.
Black avocados.
Me too.
Okay. Anyway,
stop feeling them.
But
oh Jesus!
I'm really excited for them to finally change their name and see how fucking. I just love that it's happening to the worst team with the worst owner.
Do you guys want to pet Simba's mane a little bit?
Yeah.
Stop! Please stop. Okay. Too hot for Twitch.
I'm discontinuing.
Anyway, it's just a fucking nightmare world that we live in, and I'm very excited for this election to happen and this for to be over.
Yeah.
And
well, the thing for me that like for everything from Me Too to the current protests and everything that's like I don't know if this would have happened without Trump. Like being in the White House, completely flaunting all of his like racism and sexism, and like it's just a weird thing that by electing this obviously flawed person, the Republicans have like ushered in all of these changes.
I mean, they're going to deal with it heavily in this election.
Yeah,
I mean, not to say that the polls can't change right now. But like Biden has double-digit leads.
Yeah,
in almost
they elected a candidate that makes Biden look like a reasonable pick.
So I was talking with this about TJ earlier when I was talking about like how red Missouri is.
Not that I love Biden, but like Jesus, like the polls are insane.
Yeah,
like he's down 13 points in some states.
Well,
like,
there's two things. There's two things that like if you look at like how 2016 went, that just aren't lining up this year.
No.
And one of them is that in a lot of these battleground states, in Michigan and Wisconsin particularly, turnout was down from 2008 and 2012 by quite a lot.
Yeah.
By like 5 or 6%.
Well, it's because nobody liked Hillary.
Well, I know that's true, but like a lot of people will blame the Jill Stein voter.
Hillary.
But if you look at the turnout for Green Party voters, it stayed the exact same. Like the people was not like those people vote Green every year. They have no interest in voting Democrat and never will. Like so, you can say it was their fault, but it wasn't because they were either voting Green or not voting, and they've been that way consistently for every election. What it was that there were people who were. There were people
Good job, Matt.
Who were Democrats who were like Hillary's going to win, and they were underestimating how many people were going to turn out for Trump because it's like he's fucking crazy. They're not going to turn out for him. Hillary's already got the bag, and they didn't show up. And it's only by margins of like between like 5 to 20,000 people in these states that didn't vote. And what it's looking like right now is that turnout, especially if it maintains like possible for like mail-in voting and shit to maintain the way that it's been for decades and not for like and not for fucking what am I trying to say here
not be like easily accessible by everybody like
well no I mean like if Trump doesn't like fucking grease the palms or whatever and convince Bill Barr to like fucking commit voter suppression for that shit, then it is extremely likely that turnout is going to be higher, and that's literally all it takes for him to not have Wisconsin and Michigan in.
Yeah,
and like
there is a weird like what is up with America that like the more people turn out, the more Democrat like the electorate is.
Well, a lot of it is the like liberal like I listen to NPR, but there's like the stereotype of NPR listening to white liberal who like says all the correct things but doesn't really do any of the actions that are the correct things. Basically, they listen to NPR and like, oh, Terry Gross talked to this person about racism in their new book, and now I have solved racism, so I'm not going.
Well,
to
they
vote.
Also, to be fair, they raise awareness on Twitter, which solves.
True. Yeah. They retweet the correct hashtag. They're very
well. And I think a part of it too with this is, I mean, as much as we like to say Donald Trump was a known entity before 2016, but there were a lot of people that were just like, well, he isn't into politics. Yeah, let's take a chance. We don't need another career politician.
Right. That's the thing.
I think at this point it's like, oh no, it was a bad choice. So
yeah, like there are people like Trump's base was always Trump's base. And
yeah.
And
but
like
there were people that were just like, I want to fuck around and try something weird.
Right. Yeah.
Fucking weird guy.
And there's a lot of people who are like some of my family who are like evangelicals who are like, it's illegal for us to vote for a Democrat because they want to slaughter all the babies. I'm like, I get it, I personally
like sacrificing babies.
I don't consider myself a Democrat, but like I'm gonna vote Democrat, and I like slaughtering babies. So like I understand how they're making the connection.
Well, that's
like,
just because I'm a devout Satanist, So.
Yeah, see, I'm also a Satanist, and I just like to take unborn children and sacrifice them to Satan so that I can get hell power. But that's just my personal beliefs, and they are not very tolerant. So much for the tolerant evangelical.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of people who are like only gonna like they just are only gonna vote like the John Bolton wrote a thing. He's been super anti-Trump lately because of he wants to sell books, and he said this thing. He's like, I'm gonna do everything I can to make sure Donald Trump doesn't get elected. No, I'm not gonna vote for Joe Biden. I'm gonna find a conservative to write in. It's like, do everything you can to get Trump out, except for the literal one single thing that you can do to get Trump out. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. The whole, like...
We just needed an old white man as an alternative to vote for.
Yes.
Jesus. I
mean, that's kind of what's happening.
But can you imagine, like, in a world where coronavirus hit, like, a couple weeks earlier, we would be talking about Buttigieg right now. Like, they would not have picked Biden if, like, it turns out everybody in this age bracket is at a high risk of death. Like, that's... Honestly, even before COVID, I thought that they were going to the Democratic convention would rally behind Buttigieg as like the new face of moderate
Here's the
Democrats.
thing. Here's the thing about Buttigieg that I've told to several people. He is Joe Biden except for gay.
Yeah.
And like, here's the thing about here's the thing about real_Lance_man. Every opinion he has is fucking shitty, but I bet he has pretty good opinions on if gay people should be allowed to live or not. So like, if you take Joe Biden and then add in like a sure checkbox for like is okay on gay issues, maybe not a great on gay issues, but like is definitely not, is pro gay people existing, and also make him younger. Like that's all Buttigieg is Joe Biden better on gay issues.
And
That's
that
all
to
he-
me
and like if
seemed
we're
like
getting
the
Joe
easier
Biden anyway,
sell. Like,
yeah, if we're
I
getting
don't-
Joe Biden no matter what, why didn't we get the gay one? But you know,
Yeah. Plus, he's just fucking. He's really fucking good at politicking. He's like scary good at it. Like,
Guys, 3 hours. We got it. It's over, guys. Three hours ago. We must now realize the promise of America by trusting God, unifying our vision, and building our future. I am running for president of the United States. Hashtag 2020 vision. That was tweeted 3 hours ago by Kanye West.
oh my fucking god!
I don't. With him, I don't know. Like, I feel bad because I don't know what's a publicity stunt and what's legit mental illness with him. Like, I don't know. Like, he's got some stuff, and it's all completely unchecked because he makes a ton of people shitloads of money.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, we'll see. He has distanced himself from the Trump stuff recently, actually.
Really?
Which is funny.
Why?
It's like,
Any like current events or?
boy, it's almost like the guy who you were like trying to connect with just completely pushed away from all of your Black Lives Matter things.
It's almost like Kanye West
is
is another person that just doesn't give a shit unless if issues affect him personally.
Yeah. And now that now that the Republican Party is anti-Black Lives Matter, and the Republican Party isn't, and they'll point that out, but the leadership certainly feels like it. So
All lives. I watched Michael Che Matters on Netflix, which is a 2016 stand-up by Michael Che. And like a lot of it is very difficult to watch because it's like a Trump can't get elected, and kind of I can't watch 2016 stand-up specials for that reason.
We were
before
watching
times.
We were watching the fucking It Triumph, the Insult Comic Dog fucking pre-election stuff that they were doing in 2016, where he was like going to Trump rallies and shit and making fun of people, and then after November, I was like, I can't watch this anymore.
Yeah.
This
I
is
haven't
too
tried,
real.
but I bet I would have a lot of trouble even with Back to the Future Part 2. Like,
Yeah.
we have Biff as president.
It's too close now.
Well, the character of Biff in that was literally based on Donald Trump.
Yeah.
So, the fucking shit. We got me on Back to the Future. Now I'm just saying about hoverboards. Anyway, Michael Che. I was watching that, and like he had the show. He's like, yeah, fucking saying all lives matter, and like there's a bunch of funny takes on this, but it's like saying all lives matter instead of Black Lives as a response to Black Lives Matter is like when your wife comes up to you and is like, hey baby, do you love me? And you're like, shit, you know I love everybody. It's like it doesn't mean what the people are saying the thing want you to say back. It's just saying a thing so you don't have to give an answer is what it is.
It's literally a non-answer. It's like, yeah, no, all lives matter. Like, no. I was thinking of Black Lives Matter, not if all lives matter.
It's like, no, I love everybody. You know me. I love everybody. It's like, it's not the response to the thing that was just said to you. It's not the same.
I really wish that I mean, I liked Sanders a lot. I wish that he could have been better. I didn't like a lot of things that he stood for.
Okay, so twitter.com/explore so I can see all the fucking trending. Kanye is trending, obviously. Yeah. Also trending is Harambe. And I think what's happening here is people are, of course, Harambe died like in 2016.
Is it a Harambe anniversary? Is that what's happening?
I don't know, but also a lot of people are comparing voting for Kanye to voting for Harambe, which I get it because a lot of people like voted for Harambe, which is stupid. But also the gorilla imagery is not
that is
great
incredibly
for this.
problematic.
Yeah, like there's stupider people that people voted for in 2016 than Harambe. For example, Donald Trump.
Some people
Gary
voted
Johnson,
for Gary Johnson and Jill Stein.
Granted, I did vote for Jill Stein, but I've told this story a million times.
It's because you love Russia so much. You want to vote
yes,
for
it is. It's because I did one of those vote trading things that were popular in in the election, where it's like it was like this big chat room, and you're like, "Hey, I'm in Missouri, and I'll vote for Jill Stein for anyone in Pennsylvania who will vote for Hillary Clinton." So basically, like people who were in swing states wanted to vote for a fucking third party because they're
I definitely don't
safe
know.
States would trade.
I was about to say I don't know how necessarily racist this is, and the fact that it looks like a vast majority of Kanye Harambe tweets are young African Americans, and it does seem like that this was like a meme in 2016.
No. I understand. No, and that's what I'm saying. It doesn't look like it's a racist thing. It's bad because
it does on the
it's
outside.
Bad because it's on Twitter's like what's happening. We've got Kanye West announces he's running for president in the U.S. 2020 election. Immediately below that, Harambe. Like that's because it's a corporate website and it's like here's Twitter corporations trending stuff. It's like those two next to each other, not great. I don't like that.
Yeah, I agree, but it does seem like and like it's just other African American.
I do like this
saying you guys better not fucking vote for Kanye like you voted for Harambe in 2016.
I do like this meme that's like it's a bunch of ever increasing dominoes, and the first one is Harambe's death, and the last one is pandemic, quarantine, school closure, society divided, and fires. And I do like thinking that Harambe's death was the moment that our reality split and we got thrown into this horrible trash fire.
It's like the Harambe lives and Harambe dies timeline from the Hyrule Historia.
Anyway, it is too late for him to be on ballot on like I think 11 states already. So he'll have to be a write-in in some of those. So I really think it'd
that's
be
why
very
this
difficult.
is either a publicity stunt or a manic episode.
Oh, it's 100% a publicity stunt. I mean, like that's his whole deal is being controversial. I mean, he's an edgelord. He hangs out with fucking Elon Musk. Like,
oh my God, Hunter Schwartz. Don't know who this person is, but he said, "FYI to anyone jumping into the 2020 race, it's too late to get on the ballot as an independent candidate in Indiana, Maine, New Mexico, New York, Carolina, and Texas. But the only candidate listed for president named Kanye West in the FEC database for 2020 at the moment is a Green Party candidate named Kanye Deez Nutz West." And he has raised $0. And I love that someone's like, I want to go through all the fucking trouble of filing to run for president of the U.S. with the Federal Elections Committee, and I'm going to tell him my name, and this is the Federal Elections Committee. He probably had to fucking, his name is already Kanye West, and he had to change his middle name to Deez Nutz or something like that.
No, I have more information on this.
Okay.
From Wikipedia, he's already got a Wikipedia page. Deez Nutz is a satirical candidate portrayed by Brady C. Olson, born in 1999 or 2000, so he's either 19 or 20, who ran.
It's another one of those Gen Z guys fucking around
in the presidential election. But you have to be 35 to run, so I don't know how we got on those ballots. I don't know.
Well, I think you can still vote for him, but they might not be able to win.
Okay.
If that makes sense. Like, with the thought that they could change the rules.
His form to run for office in the 2016 election was filed with the Federal Election Commission in late July of 2015, and polls conducted by Public Policy Polling in Iowa, Minnesota, and North Carolina in mid-August of 2015. He polled at 8%, and 9% respectively.
Yep.
So what we're saying is Deez Nutz 2020.
Yeah. The crazy thing is he would have been like 15 or 16 in the 2016 election.
Deez Nutz 2020. Vote for
or
it.
16 or 17, I guess.
Yeah. So yeah, the world's a nightmare. I'm gonna get COVID because I have to buy a new car. TJ got a new car but didn't get COVID because he didn't have to do a test drive.
And
Elon Musk has voiced his support for Kanye West.
Spanky.
Yeah, like, just
Spanky got a house. Matt, what did you
just do the rockets and stuff, like, and don't tweet. All you have to do is not.
He replied.
tweet.
He replied to Kanye, "You have my full support."
Well, I don't know if Elon Musk can vote because he's a South African citizen. Does he have dual citizenship?
Yeah, you're allowed to have dual citizenship.
Yeah.
He actually has triple citizenship.
I mean, if you're rich enough, you can have as many.
South Africa, Canada, and the U.S. Did you know that he has like 18 children?
No.
Yeah. Saxon Musk,
Did
Xavier
you know
Musk,
that?
Griffin Musk, Damian Musk, Kai Musk, Nevada Alexander Musk, and the fucking nonsense weird name that his other child was given.
Did you know that Elon Musk is a totally self-made man, and it has nothing to do with him being white in apartheid South Africa?
No way.
Yup.
He did. It's almost like every billionaire got
Yup.
a leg up by being rich when they were young.
Yeah. Yep.
It's
Yep.
like,
It's almost like nobody is self-made.
well, yeah. I'm trying to think if there actually is anyone that was like self-made.
Kylie Jenner. Kylie Jenner was on
Yeah.
Forbes' self-made millionaires list.
Wait, really?
Yes, I swear to God.
Her whole family's famous because O.J. Simpson murdered his wife.
All right, here we go. Billionaires that came. From
No, that's not the only reason. Also,
Fuck. I hate this
Caitlyn
fucking
Jenner,
reality.
Caitlyn Jenner was an Olympian, and Kim Kardashian did a sex. So there's 3 reasons. Famous.
Yeah.
I will tell you this: I'm looking up actual self-made billionaires right now, and the list is very, very small, and you've not heard a lot of these people because most of the famous billionaires I didn't. Famously, I think the most famous one is the Starbucks guy. He grew up in a housing project.
Kylie Jenner becomes the youngest self-made billionaire ever, and it's like
it's not accurate. She's not self-made.
And it's like, did she? And it's like, oh, but she like no one in her family but her works on her makeup line. And it's like, no, she used her family's money to buy a bunch of fucking factories where a bunch of children in Indonesia or whatever make a
It's
bunch
also
of makeup
like
for her.
if you're
And she puts her face on it.
if your family name is known by the general public, you have you're already 4 steps up on that
You have
ladder.
social capital. Like if you have $0, you have social. Like you could walk it. Like if you have $0, you are actually poor, but your family's fucking famous, and like you have a show called Keeping Up with the Kardashians. And you walk into McDonald's, you can be like, hey, can I just have some food because I'm fucking Kylie Jenner and I'm on Keeping Up with the Kardashians sometimes? They'd be like, yeah.
Hey, John, did you watch that Kardashian show on Quibi?
Absolutely not.
No, it's the guy, I forget what he calls himself, but he
Kirby Jenner.
Yeah, Kirby Jenner. He like started photoshopping himself into Kardashian photos, and then I guess he got a TV show out of doing that.
Oh, great.
Man.
All right, I've got another actual self-made billionaire that you'll know.
Ninja.
Oprah Winfrey. That one
Yeah,
makes sense.
actually,
I'll give Oprah
Yeah.
that one. Oprah is pretty self.
She was
you
a
shouldn't
very
listen to
poor
anything
family.
that she says about science, but she
That's
is
true.
pretty
She's not
much
a
she's
scientist.
self-made. Yeah.
I mean, it's like how Dr. Phil's not a real doctor. Oprah's not a real anything.
Well,
but
that's
she is
the
a real
whole thing
billionaire.
with Oprah is like I blame her for Dr. Phil.
Yeah.
She was like I being sued by the beef industry for making claims about how bad beef is for you, and Dr. Phil was the psychology expert that would interview potential witnesses, and then somehow, despite not having any background in therapy, he became like her guy to bring on the show and do therapy on people. Cool thing.
I guess George Soros. I mean, he
I
was
don't actually know what
he was
does.
in the. Well, he's just an investor, like a trader. But yeah, he was in Nazi occupied Hungary. His family lost everything and he emigrated to the U.S. So there's one. But that's not, the list is mostly people you've never heard of, because there's not very many. Because most rich people were born from rich families, and that's how money works.
Yeah.
It turns out the rich get richer.
But you
very
know,
few people actually.
it makes
like
them
this
soft,
tweet.
and that fat marbles, and it makes them really fucking delicious. So if
Kanye West isn't gonna run for president, but his next album will be called Presidential Dropout.
Yes.
And it'll be, the album art will be some shit he threw together in MS Paint in like 5 seconds. Because I guess that's an aesthetic now.
Yeah. Guys, why is the world the worst? Let's
It's because this is what getting old is. It's realizing that not only is the world terrible now, but it's always been terrible, and we've just never seen it.
Yeah.
I actually think it was better whenever I was younger, and I wish the world would go back to when it was.
I of course know that music peaked in the early 90s with grunge, and nothing has ever compared to that.
God, can you imagine fucking whenever people our age or boomer age, and they're like, oh, Nirvana, that was when music was last good. That Kurt Cobain fella. Like, people talk about, like, folk artists from the 70s and shit, like, oh, Jim Croce, that was the last time, he died. It's like, fuck, man. Although I do like Jim Croce. Shout out to dead Jim.
Shout out. Listener of the show, dead Jim Croce.
Thanks, dead Jim Croce, for being my dead grandfather's favorite album whenever he wasn't dead. And maybe it still is. I haven't asked him.
I do have a Ouija board back there, so.
A Luigi board?
A Waluigi board.
I want a Waluigi board.
Waluigi board.
That's just like you. Well, no, Waluigi. He doesn't smell like garlic. It's
Wario.
That's only Wario that does the garlic.
Waluigi is not circumcised.
Waluigi is not circumcised. Yes. 100%.
Are Waluigi and Wario brothers?
No.
Mm-hmm. Waluigi has his foreskin.
I don't think that's relevant.
On his penis,
okay.
He has the foreskin.
Is this like one of those J.K. Rowling tweets where it's like, "Thank you, but we didn't need to know that"?
It was a satire tweet, but yeah, it basically was someone. It was basically someone like. It was basically someone like. It was like a fake news story, and it was like covering bullshit like how J.K. Rowling's like. By the way, Dumbledore was gay. It was like Shigeru Miyamoto confirms unprovoked that Waluigi is uncircumcised and has a foreskin.
He has a five skin.
Can we talk about some relationships, Reddit ships? Because I want to think about people that are terrible, and I've got two. I've got a good one and a good one, but they're both good for different reasons.
Okay.
Here we go. 31F. My new puppy may drive away my 41M BF. Kind of okay with it.
Wait, what are the ages again?
31 female, 41 male. So a 10-year age difference here.
Okay.
But the lady is in her 30s, so it's not like...
I feel like once you hit 30, your life is over anyway. So like all ages above you are fair game.
It's true.
So check this out. Been with the BF for 2 years. He's a good guy, and we've been having lots of arguments because of his lack of responsibility. Too busy gaming to do anything unless I nag, and I hate nagging. Last straw was sort of last night when he texted me 3 times from work.
I wouldn't expect this out of somebody that dates somebody 10 years younger than them.
Yeah, it's true. It's almost like they didn't grow up. And so they have to date people that aren't their age. Last straw was sort of last night when he texted me 3 times from work to ask him what I'd eaten for dinner and what I was making him. I had a sandwich. And then trying to make me feel guilty because he hadn't eaten that day and wanted something better. How about you take care of yourself and eat? You're a big boy with money. Anyway, BF has always told me he was a dog person. Guess what? He's not. Our new puppy came home a week ago, and the boyfriend hasn't helped once, unless I specifically send him out on a walk because I need a break. He is my dog. The boyfriend has now made that clear, and I'm okay with that. I just can't handle having 2 kids, quote, at once, and something has to go. I'm sorry, but it isn't going to be the dog. Edited to add, it's not just about the pup. Boyfriend is 42, but can't do financials, plan anything, feed himself, get groceries. He's addicted to Call of Duty and spent 8+ hours playing daily. He sleeps weird hours of the night because he's always gaming, and he's never around because of it. This just isn't the dog. I just can't take care of 2 children at once. 1 child is my max. I love him, but he has no life skills and needs to figure stuff out. And he has no interest in working on anything. Update. Wait, go ahead.
I was just gonna say my very first what's the word here? My very first
Inclination.
Oh, there's a picture of the dog. Sorry, we'll get to the picture of the dog.
Okay, my very first inclination to respond to this woman is marry him and then divorce his ass. Just take him for all he's because he's if he can't do financial
anything.
If he can't do he has money. She said he had money. You're a big boy with money. Said. And if he can't do financials and he can't feed himself and whatever, and he plays Call of Duty all day and shit like that, then there's no way he can win anything in fucking divorce court. Even if you don't sign a prenup, there's no way he's got his shit together enough so that she won't walk away with 75% of all he fucking has. So I'm saying marry him, get a divorce for irreconcilable differences, take his shit. Okay.
OP update. This morning we took the pup out on errands. He got car sick. I do too, but I don't blame him because he's a puppy. And the boyfriend freaked out. He was so mad. I pointed out that he'd mentioned he was going to put the seat covers on, but he never did. Now he's not talking to me. We stopped at my work so a coworker could meet the puppy, and my coworker asked if I was enjoying having the new baby, or if he was enjoying having the new baby. He hemmed and hawed and then went outside for a cigarette. Oh, so she's smoking as well. This seems all good. In your 40s. Basically, through questioning and reading between the lines, he has no interest in the pup and the busy lifestyle involved. He doesn't want to change his life to bring a dog on walks or attend training classes. He doesn't want to be involved with me. He doesn't want anything to change. All he wants to do is play games. So here we are. Family barbecues today. No time to worry about him, but I'm going to have to figure out how to end this because I realize it's going nowhere. My heart hurts. He had me convinced he really wanted this, that he was a dog person. I equate that to getting me pregnant, having the baby, and then ditching. A dog is a lifetime commitment. It's not, but it's a long.
It is a dog lifetime.
It depends on how hard you live.
It's a 10 to 13 year commitment.
Well, and I really hope I don't live longer than that. So
that's true. Yeah. And he told me he was ready and wanted this. Obviously, he isn't ready to be an adult yet. I love that. She figured out 2 years in, when she's still pretty young, that this guy can't handle it. And B, it's because she got this fucking dog that I'm going to screen share, and it's the fucking best. So, you know what? Could have gotten a worse deal, but you got this adorable red-boned coonhound puppy out of the deal.
Freddie Mercury.
Look at that guy.
I trained a red bone, so whenever I was a
they're
kid,
so cute. I love
when
hounds.
I was a kid, the way that I earned my money was I trained coon hounds, which is, I know I live in a racist place, but it was for raccoons, not for the racist epithet.
Well, that's what they told you.
And yeah, I know. But plot hounds were the kind of hound that I raised. And they're like these Brennel, black with gold flecks dogs. They're fucking beautiful dogs. But my favorite dogs were always Redbone. The one thing about Redbone, it even says they're coonhounds. They know what it's for. The one thing about Redbones that I'll always remember is that I got bit on the face by a Redbone dog when I was 4 or 5 years old, and I have a scar on my nose, under my eye, and on my forehead where the dog just went and bit my face. And then they killed the dog because of that.
That is a big problem. Dogs can't be around babies or people under the age of 10 because any dog that's not trained specifically to be around kids, they'll think, oh, it's playing. And because my dog, when she's around other dogs, they bite each other on the face all the time because that's what they do. That's how dogs play. And he's like, oh, it's a playmate. let's wrestle around and bite each other because that's what we do. And
Yeah.
it doesn't work when they're little.
So like I have scars.
The same
like,
thing happens with cats to some degree. It's like, dude, you can't bite me. I don't have like a fur coat to protect from.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like they're just so used to
or
being
like I probably can't see it on the stream, but like I'm always just cut up from my cat being like, hey, what would be real fun is if I jump in your lap and then like use my back claws to fly off your arm, which you have no protection on, so you're just always cut up like all the time, like on my wrist and on my fucking arm and everything. And it's like I love my cat, so of course I'm gonna tolerate it, but he needs to fucking quit that.
Yeah, I love when they're like on your lap or something, and they start to, I don't know if they're sleeping, they start to roll off and fall, and they just like reach out and grab, and they just end up like tearing the shit out of your leg.
Yeah. Now here's what I'll say about red bones though. Of the coon hounds that I raised, so there's a few different types of hounds I raised. Plot ones were the ones that my dad had, but I did help take care of like my uncle's dogs and their friends' dogs sometimes. I had plot hounds were the ones my dad had. My uncle had red bones. One of their friends had black and tans, which is like a really seems bad kind of name because that is the name of soldiers that the British used to fuck with the Irish.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Because I just know about it from the drink. Is that where the name of the drink comes from?
Yes. So like Irish
don't
people
order a
really,
black and tan if you go to Ireland.
Irish people don't like this. So the reason they're called black and tans is because the basically the British army that was oppressing the Irish in the early 20th century, they didn't have enough uniforms to send them all black uniforms, so they were to wear their brown trousers with their black police military uniforms or whatever. And that's where they call black and tan, because they wore the top, the coat, which is the black coat, and then the tan pants. So they were called black and tan. They were basically just like the oppressive force they used to like try and kill the Irish Republican.
Well, luckily it's like a layered drink with champagne and stout, and I just would never drink that because I would just drink the stout.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so black and tans, which are pretty dogs, but red bones are probably the ones I always thought were the prettiest of them. They're very pretty. I would say walkers are also dogs. Walkers are kind of like
tree and walker coonhounds are so pretty.
Yeah, they're kind of like beagle patterned, but they're like small hound shaped. They're very pretty dogs.
I love the color of the red bone coonhound though. They're just that really like reddish brown. It's such like a deep color. I love hounds.
Blue tick coonhounds are also one of my favorites.
They're
like very spotted
Redbone
dogs.
makes me feel like they probably play like blues harmonica.
Yeah.
But I mean, they're very red. Like, I love the color. I love hounds. I think they're my favorite class of dogs, just because my dog is very hound-like, and I have fallen in love. Just
you can't not look at a hound puppy, and fall in love. Like, as puppies, they're impossible to not.
They just got that sad puppy face, and it's
they
just
really
like,
do.
I want to hug you all the time.
They
so
really
I'm
do.
glad that this lady has decided to ditch her 41-year-old boyfriend to spend more time with her awesome redbone coonhound puppy.
Yeah.
I got another somewhat related Reddit ship. So, my girlfriend told me she was with a friend, but that friend was actually helping me pick out an engagement ring. How do I confront my girlfriend about her lie? God, this is a doozy. I swear my life feels like a movie right now. Sorry for the weird formatting. I'm on mobile, and this is my first time posting on a sub like this. I, 28M, are planning on proposing to my girlfriend of 3 years, 26F. Look at that. Look at that. A good age difference. Almost the same. She was only 23 when they started. Like, it's great. It's not someone like...
He was 25.
It's not like, what was it? My girlfriend of 8 years, and you're like, well, math.
Yeah, that's what I was
18?
worried about with
like,
the last one. I was like, and we've been dating for 20 years. Look,
No.
No. Okay. Now, I suck at picking out jewelry, and I'm the type of guy that doesn't see a problem with the heart-shaped jewelry. Seriously, why does every girl think it's so ugly? So every time I want to buy something for my girl,
it's tacky as shit. Come on, man.
yeah, I usually consult one of our mutual friends. My girl's best friends are all friends with me as well, and we all get along well. So I asked for them help out picking jewelry. When it comes time to pick out a ring, I consulted my girlfriend's best friend, Justine, we'll call her, fake name. Justine and I are quite close, and she knows my girlfriend better than anyone, including me. So when my girlfriend went out to visit her sister and baby nephew, I invited Justine over to the house to help pick out a ring. Justine and I looked through a few catalogs, but decided it was a dead end and it'd be better to go to a professional at a jewelry store. However, I didn't know when my girlfriend would be coming home, so Justine and I thought of a clever text to gauge how much time we had. I asked her when she'd be coming home, as I was ordering takeout, and I wanted to know when to tell them to have the food ready by. She responded saying it would be a few hours. She met up with Justine to go shopping. Now, obviously, this took me by surprise, since Justine was standing inside my house.
Oh, shit.
I showed Justine the text, and she looked as confused as I was. It isn't out of the ordinary for my girlfriend to meet up with people out of the blue like that for shopping, lunch, whatever. She's a very spontaneous person and loves making plans on the fly. So ordinarily, I wouldn't have believed this text in a heartbeat. However, obviously, this was a lie. When she came home, she acted completely normal, and I played along. But it's been really crazy, hard to act like everything's fine. We got the takeout, ate together, and cuddled on the couch after. So far, she's caught on a little that something's upsetting me, but I can't tell her just what. Just looking at her kills me. I don't know what to do. My girlfriend and I have zero trust issues, and we tell each other about everything, so this lie is killing me. I want to ask her about it so bad, but if I tell her I knew she was lying, I'd have to explain why. And I really don't want to do that. What do I do?
Like, fucking straight people, and honestly, like, gay people too, but I swear to fucking God, straight people... have a fucking conversation. Yeah. I swear to. Here's what you do. You don't have to say, oh my God, what do I do? How do I explain it? You just tell Justine, who was at your house, to fucking stay there. And then when this girl gets home, say, hey, look, here's Justine. She popped by a little bit ago and said she wasn't with you. And then you just have the conversation.
And here's the beautiful part. If it becomes like, oh, well, you were hanging out with Justine behind my back, then you're like, yeah, we were picking out a ring. Like, you have the ultimate high ground.
All the leverage, yeah. Well, he just doesn't want to spoil the surprise, I guess, is his thought.
But like, really... if she's lying and it's something that, like, is a big deal, then maybe you don't want that surprise anyway. And,
all right, well... Obviously, based on our reactions and responses, this blew up on Reddit and people were really interested. And so there was a response.
I would just say in this situation, it's better to ruin the surprise and potentially diffuse the situation rather than just like trying to keep it quiet.
We found out, we find out here that what happened. So I got the full complete story here. So this last post got way more attention than I imagined. Suffice to say, it was a tad bit. It's a real surprise twist. You'll see. Suffice to say, it was a tad bit overwhelming. Seriously, the amount of people begging for an update was a bit dehumanizing in a way. Like, I wasn't a person going through something, but just a story that people wanted to know about. But I understand.
Yeah, but
I just want to thank you for this support and wonderful comments. I got a lot of great advice to help me tackle the issue head on. I also got some really kind comments and messages. Anyways, she talked about how there was a bunch of like fucking toxic things, whatever. And thank you to the people that told me to hit my girlfriend. Yeah, okay, whatever. There's people being trolls. On to the update. I decided to confront my girlfriend. I thought about using some of the lies people suggested, but that just wouldn't make sense. To say I ran into Justine somewhere while I told my girl I was staying at home to do stuff around the house. Which is why I couldn't go see her sister-in-law or whoever this is, this other person that she was going to go meet. To say Justine was helping pick out jewelry, it doesn't make sense for her to come all the way out to our house to pick out jewelry unless it was some serious piece of jewelry. If I wanted to give her a piece of jewelry as a gift, I just asked her friends for suggestions or send me pictures of jewelry she might like. You know, but this always happens over text. None of these excuses made sense. So I decided to be honest. I basically said that I knew we've been talking about marriage, so I probably knew a proposal was coming soon. So I invited Justine over to help me find the perfect ring. And what happened to be the day that she said she was going to go see her. So what's the deal? She immediately started grinning like an idiot and prodding me about proposing in the ring. But we finally got back on the topic of where she was and confessed what she was really doing. No, she wasn't cheating, and no, she wasn't picking out a ring for me. The amount of people commented that was crazy. So...
that's what I thought it was going to be when she started grinning. Nice.
So, some people are dog people, some people are cat people. Well, me, I'm a snake person. I grew up with snakes my whole life, but I never felt I was able to get one because my girlfriend has always been uneasy about living with a snake, which I completely respected. Also, the process of buying and raising a snake is very different than that of buying and raising a dog or cat. It's quite complicated. So you may imagine my surprise when my girlfriend showed me a picture of her holding the cutest Kenyan sand boa I had ever seen. Needless to say, my girlfriend was going to surprise me with a pet snake. We're picking her up next week. I know if you want pet tax, she's so cute. I definitely did not expect this and feel bad for ruining the surprise. But oh well, life is good.
For ruining two surprises.
Sorry if this isn't the ending you guys wanted or expected. Just a pet snake. Haha, thanks for reading. That is a very heartwarming story. It was the gift of the snake magi.
See, it's not a heartwarming story for me because my favorite thing about doing the relationships is that they are all broken up at the end, and I fucking hate relationships. So it's like this one to me is like they're fucking still together. I hate this.
Snake.
I gotta find a picture.
No,
of this.
I fucking hate this. This means that they still have to live together. No, that sucks. Fuck that.
Anyway,
you know what really grinds my gears when people are happy.
You know what really grinds my gears? Women and minorities.
Women and minorities, apparently.
Yeah. Sorry, that's a reference to an old segment and an old person who used to be on the show.
It's it's also a reference to a terrible, terrible person.
Anyway, let's but yeah, I just love the fact that it turned out it was a pet snake, and that is awesome. You know, she was wary about getting a snake, but I like snakes. I would totally have a pet snake. I think they're really
like
cool.
Snakes. The only problem is like if I had to freeze it or if I had to feed it frozen mice, I don't think I would want to do that.
It's just like the problem with the snake is that I think they're cool, but I just am not responsible enough to take care of one because it's like a whole thing. Like a dog, a cat, I've got like the setup for that.
Easy, though.
But like a snake or another lizard, that's just like a whole set of knowledge I'd have to get into, and I wouldn't want to own a pet that I wasn't going to take the best care of. So
sorry guys, I'm keeping track of this Kanye West shit.
Oh, well, it's already changed.
Now there's a hashtag Kanye West 2020, and there's fucking K-pop people on it.
Hell yeah, good.
Like, I clicked it. The first one on the top is fuck Kanye West 2020. I'm voting for Kim Tae-hyung for president.
Oh, so they're trying to torpedo the hashtag?
I don't know, because, like, there's still a lot of like, Yeezy 2020 shit going on here.
It's early.
Yeah. But there are at least some K-pop stuff.
Before we get into the book club, I'm going to have to take a bathroom break, so I'll be right back.
Oh, shit, I forgot about the book club.
I need a refill.
Where are we at time-wise on this episode? Probably like 7 hours. Oh,
yeah, 7 hours long.
Well, I'm gonna cut a good like 20 minutes.
So I got home at 9 p.m. and it is 11:21 p.m. So, and I know we didn't start right as I got home. So we're probably still under the 2 hour mark right now.
We've been on Twitch for 2:02.
Yeah, but I'm gonna cut 20 minutes out and this out because we're gonna take a break. Because I'm also going to get another drink because I finished off mine.
God damn it!
Well,
and I got pee too, but I'll just vamp.
Oh, you can go pee as soon as Matt gets back.
Exactly. I was just playing Mario Golf for the past 20 minutes.
All right, I'll be right back.
They leave me again. Oh. I'm looking at Spanky's bachelor pad right now. This little bachelor house just got like a TV on the ground. Now Spanky might be able to actually hear me.
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, I figured.
Because I have the fucking ear pods or whatever.
Oh, I know.
Yeah. So this is gonna be my fucking game room for like my old consoles and shit, and that TV over there is gonna be like my old console TV.
Yeah, I just spent 20 minutes playing this.
Mario Golf.
I love this one. This is my favorite Mario Golf I've played.
I don't think I've ever played any Mario Golf like seriously. Like I think I might have played it in like a game store back in the early 2000s, but I don't think I've ever actually played.
The one on N64 is a little stiff mechanically. This one I think is built a little better. And then after this, I I should rephrase that, because there was Mario Golf on the N64 and its companion game on the Game Boy Color that you could transfer pack some stuff. Then there was Mario Golf Toadstool Tour for GameCube and Mario Golf Advance Tour for the Game Boy Advance, which you could also transfer stuff back and forth.
What if Kanye 2020 is just an attempt to get on like Joe Biden vice?
I don't think so, because Kanye stands Trump.
But like, there's the whole like he didn't really stand Trump. He was just trying to like get people out of prison or whatever.
He says that, but that's not him saying it. Kanye stands Trump.
I have
100%.
this limoncello flavored LaCroix, and it's fucking delicious.
All right, now that two of you are back, I'm going to go piss. Be right back.
Oh, I see. The podcast can't live without me.
Matt, I have limoncello LaCroix, and I really wish it was a hard seltzer because, like, it's very creamy lemony, like a limoncello, but it has no alcohol, and it's really upsetting that it's dry.
So my only experience with limoncello was it's just like a liqueur that you get by soaking lemon peels in like grain alcohol for months, right? So how is it flavorally different than just a lemon flavored LaCroix?
It is creamy. Have you ever had the key lime pie or the key lime LaCroix
not a
versus
fan.
You don't like the creamy LaCroix?
No, it's if I'm having like a seltzer, then the flavor needs to be not strong enough that I'll get sick of it, and the key lime is beyond that like threshold where like.
See, to me, it's like a cream soda, but in seltzer form. So it's like instead of like an orange cream soda, it's like a lemon.
Coke Zero.
You got aspartame, you're gonna get brain cancer.
Brain cancer for life.
Does Coke Zero have aspartame? I don't think it does. Oh, it does. Okay. It's just a mixture of other ones as well as aspartame.
Yeah.
I also got these, baby.
And
Pretzels.
for the audio-only listeners, John's flashing us his nipples now.
Yeah, I got these nipples, baby.
Say goodbye to these. Look at TJ with his fucking lavalier mic. Thinks he's so much better than us.
Oh,
He's
God.
muted.
TJ, you're muted. Unmute yourself.
It's fine. Then you don't have to hear me snoring.
Okay.
TJ did drive like 14 hours today, so
4.5.
same thing.
Yeah, whatever.
All right. White Book Club, boys.
Let's fucking do this.
Avatar Wikia. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, fuck, I'm awake.
What
All right.
episode is it?
Wait a minute, do we use that because it's a book club and it's the
Yeah,
Reading
we
Rainbow
do.
thing?
Yeah.
I just got that, and we're fucking 1.5 seasons into this shit. Jesus
Yes.
Christ, I'm so slow.
So today
I
we're
thought it was just something you had on your fucking soundbar. I
It
didn't
was
realize
something I had
apartment.
on there, but it just ended up being the perfect thing.
Oh
Alright,
my God.
So today we're reviewing the second Avatar video game, Avatar: The Last Airbender, The Burning Earth.
The second half
PlayStation 2?
of the M. Night Shyamalan movie, Avatar: The Last Airbender.
No, it's just called The Last Airbender. There's no Avatar in there.
Really? God damn
Yep.
it. I can't wait to watch that after we're done with this whole series.
Oh.
So bad.
I will finally
Right.
understand why all of my Avatar fan friends were so angry.
All right.
So, well,
I wish I
especially
could find. I want to say it was Attack of the Show, or it was, I'm pretty sure it was Attack of the Show. But like they had this interview, of like at the theater right after the movie came out. Like, how was it? And it was this dude like shaved his head, painted the arrow on his forehead, and full cosplay. And he's like, I want my fucking hair back. It's like that was his response.
So we're going to talk about season 2 episodes 6 through 10. 6 through
yes. This goes through a lot.
We tanted last week that episode 6 introduces a fan favorite character, as well as has a pro wrestler doing a voice of a character.
Yeah.
That's Mankind himself, Mick Foley.
The fan favorite character is the Boulder.
Yeah, there's like a pro wrestling ring. In the earthbending.
See, I thought it was just somebody doing like kind of a Macho Man Randy Savage kind of.
No, it was an actual pro wrestler doing that.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, it is hilarious. I loved it. So this is called The Blind Bandit. There's a bunch of shit going on in the city, I guess, where they're trying to find a good earthbending teacher.
Yeah.
Yep.
They're in the town of Gowling, and Master Yu is the earthbender that they're pointing to, but he kind of sucks basically as a teacher. He's you got a coupon to get a free lesson, and it doesn't seem to be like the earthbending master. Like he's just a taekwondo teacher or something. You know, it's like, oh, this isn't what I need. So I need to stop eating pretzels, but we're talking.
You know, I've always said that about you.
So anyway, he's like, all right, we need to figure this out. And then Katara basically is like, I'm gonna fucking beat up these guys to find.
Two guys are talking about basically an earthbending tournament thing.
Yeah, and it turns out it's on the island of Nanya.
All right, so just
your business.
The flow of this conversation real quick. I found the review I was talking about. It was actually by Hollywood Dailies, whatever the fuck that is. But at 1 minute, and this will be in the Discord for everyone in the book club channel of the Discord. But at 1 minute and 27 seconds into the video I posted, and also he's in the thumbnail, but the guy who had shaved his head and did like the arrow and everything is like, I want my money back. I want my fucking hair back. Or I want my hair back.
Is there an interview of him before? Like, because the only way it could be better is if he was like, I'm so fucking excited. This is going to be awesome. And then he's just completely deflated coming out of it.
Honestly, in the Hollywood, whatever. So I don't know what Hollywood Dailies is. But I think there may have been like the full version of it, of whatever TV show. Because it was back when TV was a thing people watched.
What?
But, yeah.
You mean like Netflix, right?
Yeah, but all the time, and you don't get to choose what's on.
That sounds neat. It's like a Netflix where it's playing stuff, and there's like different channels.
That sounds like something I'd be interested in, because we just like the tyranny of choice now is just there's too much available.
It's Guitar. It's good. It's the Guitar Hero thing.
Yeah.
Where you don't choose your songs, but they're just always playing.
Yeah. That sounds like a cool idea. Someone could make a lot of money with that idea.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right. So they go and find this Earth Rumble 6 is what it's called. And there's a bunch of people. The Boulder is this badass. He fights this guy called the Hippo, whatever. Basically, he's just flexing his muscles. He's not like the type of earthbender he's looking for. And then this final champion shows up, the Blind Bandit. The crowd cheers, and it's just a little girl. And the Boulder makes fun of that fact. And then she basically calls him the Pebble, and then Aang laughs, and then Aang is like, oh, that's that girl from the Vision in the swamp.
Which Spanky said never came back.
Did I say that?
It's because the payoff is so like immediate and not that important.
Yeah.
So
No. It's not that the girl never came back. It's that the whole like time is irrelevant. Like that whole bullshit.
That whole thing.
That entire concept is never explored for the rest of this or the following series. It just was a thing they said in order to make this one concept work for the next episode, and that's it. It's never used again. The Boulder, by the way, is voiced by Mick Foley, as we talked about on last week's show.
Mm-hmm. So she basically beats the crap out of him immediately.
She does a whole like she's a earthbending daredevil.
She's season her feet see in black and white the same way that Daredevil's brain sees in black and white,
or the same way that Spanky sees in real life.
That's not.
I'm sorry.
So anyway, Aang shows up, afterwards, and she's like,
Spanky,
"Hey, this needs to be my teacher because she's so bad at." What'd you say?
Spanky sees with his feet.
Yeah.
Oh God. Dude, that's why
Feet
I bought
are
him
really
for
bad at
feet.world.
sensing the colors red and green.
Yeah, it turns out. Dude, my feet are fucking colorblind.
My feet are fucking gnarly, yes, hobbit feet.
Dude, my feet are fucking Chris Hemsworth's feet.
Go to hemsworthfeet.world.
Yeah, go to
subscribe.
hemsworthfeet.world, everybody.
Is there a way that you can make that redirect, like automatically subscribe them to my channel?
No. Unfortunately.
Anyway, the big announcer guy is says he's going to do something amazing for the first time ever. Anyone who wants to fight the Blind Bandit. Anyone? Oh wait, did Blind Bandit take care of Boulder yet? I don't know where we're at.
Yeah.
Okay. So anyone who wants to face the Blind Bandit can have a chance to win these gold coins.
So
and
then,
Aang's just
then
like,
Spider-Man volunteers because he's recently received a lot of powers, and he he's just thinking about how I can make money off of it. This was before Uncle Ben was. Oh, is this a different movie?
spoilers.
Shit.
Yep. So Aang goes up there, kind of does his thing where he's just like really light on his feet, and she calls him Twinkle Toes.
Yeah.
Turns out somebody who sees through the earth can't really see you if you're floating.
Yeah. So he kind of just like blows her out of the ring and wins the money and the belt. Which best part about the belt is it matches Sokka's bag he just bought.
Yeah.
Sokka's very interested in fashion.
I loved the whole Sokka be shopping storyline.
So, yeah, and the other point is that you kind of see a little bit here that earth bending and air bending are very opposite, much like how water and fire bending are opposite, and then that gets played up in a few episodes.
Yep.
So the Blind Bandit basically is not happy about that, basically, and
Well, you
leaves.
forgot the best part. The best part is that the Zambonis that clear the ring after a fight.
Yes!
are
Oh, yes!
the Badger Moles.
Yeah, they're like, and they play like Zamboni music too. I love that. So anyway, she quickly departs and tells him to leave her alone. Disappointed, Aang collects his gold pieces in the belt, and then they're like, "All right, we got to find out where this is." And Katara tries to intimidate the two young men that she beat up before, but they don't really have any information. But then his vision also included a flying boar, which is the Beifong family crest or symbol or whatever. And so, like, all right, well, let's check that out.
Well, and he's like, "Hey, I'm looking for this little girl," and they're like, they don't have any daughters because she's.
Yeah,
we'll find out later. She's not allowed outside of the house.
Yeah, so they sneak into the Beifong house and they find her immediately, but she's in a dress.
Like a girl.
How those pretzels treat you?
They're so good. I was so hungry. I ate at like 5 o'clock.
it's like 2:30 in the morning.
Mike! He picked up his cat.
Mike.
Yep.
He's adorable. Okay, so anyway, she like yells out the guards, but then they basically introduce themselves as the Avatar, and they're like, "Oh yeah, cool, you can come in." And then they have a dinner, and they find out that like she basically is not allowed to leave because she's like, I don't know, too fucking.
Well, there's this whole thing like, you're my blind daughter. You're obviously fragile, so I need to protect you.
Yep.
And she's also like, "Oh, you can tell basically like her teacher thinks or tells her parents that he's like, she's okay. She's kind of okay at earthbending. She's starting to understand
she's
it.
faking that she's struggling with earthbending.
The earthbending master guy from before was invited to this dinner as well.
Yep.
And so then they're like, all right, well, Aang tries to out her a couple times at the dinner, but then she just like beats the crap out of him.
She does the kick you under the table thing, but they're very far apart, so she sends Earth at him to kick him.
Yeah. And then Aang is like, with no foresight, like a fucking 12-year-old would have, no foresight, is like, I'm gonna fucking throw something at her face. And it's like, remember, she can feel with her feet. If there's something thrown at her face, she literally cannot detect it.
Yeah.
He sneezes at her with his airbending sneezes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sneeze.
And it's like, dude, she couldn't detect you when you were floating. How is she going to detect whatever you sneeze at her when it's also in midair?
Well, I do
So,
later.
Literally
just,
did splash her.
Just skipping ahead, and we'll go back because this is a flash forward. But later, when she's fighting and there is a lot of dust particulate in the air, she's able to sense all of that, and that's fucking cool.
Yeah.
So dinner time.
Well, after dinner, they get kidnapped because
Avatar and
Because
Ang.
yeah.
Aang and
meanwhile,
Toph.
they're like the fight coordinators, like somebody's telling him, hey, like I didn't see any Earth actually hit her, so I think she took a dive and they stole your money.
Exactly. So they kidnap Aang and Toph by like putting steel cages on him, and then basically leave a ransom note saying, "If you give us the money, we'll give you your daughter back." And so they go to the Earth arena, basically. Those characters all have names too. So there's the Boulder, the Hippo, and then there's other guys. There's Fire Nation Man, which I forgot about.
Oh,
loved.
yeah.
The fucking was it the who's that guy from the 80s, the Iranian sympathizer guy? I can't remember the name.
Oh, the Iron Sheik.
Iron Sheik, yeah, he's like Iron Sheik. And he's like, "Oh, I'm from Fire Nation. I'm better than all of you." And then he just gets beaten up. And then there's the Gopher. The Gecko.
Yeah, he's got like the mining get up and shit.
Yeah. And so
who's the guy that looks like Darth Maul in the in the X-Men movie? There's like a Toad.
Darth Maul in the X-Men movie.
It's Ray Park. Ray Park in the X-Men movie was Toad, and there's a Toad-esque guy in a luchador mask.
That's probably Gecko.
That's it, probably. Yeah.
Do you guys ever do you know what happens to a toad when it gets struck by lightning?
Same thing that happens to everything else.
Everything else.
So I've been watching a lot of Rift
That's
Tracks.
such a fucking terrible and amazing, year 2000 as awesome line from a movie.
I've been watching a lot of Rift Tracks on Twitch because it's the only good thing on Twitch, and
I'm on Twitch.
When they're doing their 2 a.m. reset, it enters a loop of like the more modern stuff that they can't actually show on Twitch because they don't have licensing for the actual video. So one of them is the X-Men movie, and their only riff for that part is like, "Oh, here comes the really badass quip. It's gonna be so great. It's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be clever." And oh, that was it. Oh, cool.
Yeah. So they bring the money, and they're like, "All right, we'll turn Toph over," and she's released. And then they're like, "What about Aang?" And they're like, "Oh no, the Fire Nation will be much more interested in paying us for him." And then they have a fight, and like you said, Toph basically just kicks up a ton of dust, basically blinding them, but not herself because she can still feel the vibrations through her feet. And she beats the crap out of all of them, and then she basically has to explain to herself that she was secretly probably secretly one of the greatest earthbenders of all time.
Well, there's the part where her dad and her master are gonna walk her away, and Aang's like, "No, we need your help," and her dad's like, "She can't help you. She's helpless." She's like, "No, I can. I'm gonna go kick some ass now."
And then, she kicks ass, and then basically, it's incredible because she's like back home. She's like, it was a secret I planned to be. I hope this doesn't upset you. And then they're like, well, guess what? You're never leaving.
Yeah.
Yep. What? Like, clearly she can take care of herself. And so then
we have learned our lesson. We've given too much freedom.
Too much freedom.
Yeah. So basically, they're they're like, all right, well, I guess we have to find another Earthmaster because she isn't allowed to train with us, and then they're gonna leave, and then she just runs up and she's like, oh yeah, they changed their mind. and then they're like, well, we better hurry before they change their mind again. So it's pretty obvious they're leaving without.
Well, that's
parents
Sokka that says that, right? So I think he definitely gets it. I don't.
Well, the thing about Sokka is that he. No. Ong and Sokka.
TJ.
Yes.
The thing about Ong and Sokka is that they're both stupid. So like they might accidentally get
Ong, Sokka, and Katara.
It's like Katra from
Katniss
She-Ra when you
Everdeen.
say it slowly. Yeah.
Guys, it is almost midnight. We have to get faster through these.
Yes, we do.
Okay,
So
let
the
me run
second
the show
episode that we
then.
watch.
Because I'm always good at flying through these bitches.
You fly through them
All right.
too fast.
Yeah,
All right.
just
Okay, but it's
Spanky, just
fucking
go ahead and tell
midnight.
us what happens between episode 7 and the end of
Next
Korra.
Next episode. It's easy. Next episode. Let's get to this. It's called Zuko Alone.
Korra, here's what happens between now and the end of in Legend of Korra. Fucking Matt takes off his headphones like I'm gonna fucking spoil the ending of Legend of Korra.
I say, let's go faster. And then Spanky's like, let's go on another
All right,
tangent.
so next episode, Zuko Alone. Probably the best episode for Zuko in terms of like he's a character now, and like we're gonna start giving you good episodes of Zuko. He meets he's like, I'm alone now, I'm gonna go.
This is
and fucking,
full on
like-
Ronin Zuko.
Yeah, like I'm gonna go and like live in a barn and like help these people with their fucking crops and shit, and then like,
It's like
give a little child a fucking knife because that's a thing I do, and then like, and then like bad shit goes down, and like here's the opportunity, like everyth's going great, I defend the barn or whatever. Here's my opportunity to be like a really honorable person and be like, all right, kid, I'm gonna make sure that you're protected and whatever. And he's like, fuck you, I'm just gonna go be a dick for a little while. Like that's Zuko's thing until like way later in the series, is that like he has like 90% of a really good story and he's like, fuck you, I have too much like personal shit to allow me to be a good person in this moment, and he goes and just be's a dick.
You've condensed a lot out of this because most of the episode, I'd say a good half the running time, is flashbacks.
Yeah.
To Zuko.
Turns
his
out
mother.
Zuko actually had a mother.
And you get to see an awesome animal, which is the turtle ducks.
Yes.
But anyway, so you kind of see a lot of
More
background.
like turtle cuck.
You have to see basically the
Calm
background
down,
story
Red
about
Pill.
Zuko and Azula, and basically their kind of rivalry as children, and how he was kind of a mama's boy, I guess.
Yeah.
Whereas, Azula is a psychopath.
Well,
or a sociopath. So she's always hanging out with her friends and like basically like she like punches Ty Lee because she's trying to do a cartwheel and it's better than hers.
Yep.
So yeah, she's kind of a dick. But you learn more about Iroh, who's at Ba Sing Se, and he's talking about how magnificent the city is, and he sends that dagger to Zuko, who he ends up giving to that kid.
Yeah. And John's favorite hot topic, Firebender, is in some of the flashbacks. And
Now, even now, when I just rewatched this, the implied thing in the flashbacks is that Azulon, which is Zuko's father, is talking to Fire Lord. Fire Lord Azulon is the current one. So Ozai, who's Zuko's father, is talking to Fire Lord Azulon. What had happened in the war is that Iroh's son.
Well, they find out this out in another part of the next flashback is that Iroh's son has died, and so he doesn't have like a line of heirs anymore.
Correct.
So technically, even though he's the older son, the leadership of the Fire Kingdom should go to Ozai because he has two children that can pass along the royal family.
It's telling that Zuko's reaction to this news of him pulling out of Ba Sing Se after this as well. He was probably very upset, and Azula's interpretation is, well, he's weak and shouldn't be king or whatever.
So
Ozai requests an audience with Firelord Aslan to basically be like, yeah, he's not going to even be fit to rule. It's not worth it. I want you to take away his birthright and let me be Fire Lord once you die. And we hear them talk about the fact that I don't know if we hear them talk about it or if it's just something Azula says.
Azula hears about it because Zuko runs away.
Because one of them says, you don't understand the pain of losing a son.
Mm-hmm.
And if you were going to, be so arrogant as to come towards me with this suggestion, you should feel that pain as well. So Azula is basically like, the Fire Lord says, in order for him to do this, he's got to kill his first son. But then that night, middle of the night, Zuko's mother comes to him and just basically says some inspirational crap. And just remember, I always love you. I'm always there for you. And then she leaves. Mm-hmm. And even though they say nothing else about it, and then she's gone, then no one is able to find her in the palace or castle or whatever. Mm-hmm. My thought is that she decided to sacrifice her life for him, which in a way that's the case. But I thought she was killed. They don't tell you that. But the episode seems to imply that she dies.
Well, the other thing that's important, and this is something that actually has been said by Zuko a few times, and he chants in bed, Azula always lies.
Yep.
And so the only thing we knew about this was Azula said, oh, they're going to kill you, when it's pretty obviously that's not what was going to happen. I have a feeling that it was, we're going to send your wife away, or she's going to be killed. Because losing a loved one, basically, and it's not the son. Because it would be stupid to kill the son, because that's an heir to the throne. But the wife, it doesn't matter. She's already given him 2 kids.
Yep. So all of this fucking backstory is just like, man, Zuko is really fucked up. So now, in current timeline, he's just going to be a dick to this kid he gave him.
Well, he's not. Let's get back to this. All right.
Yeah.
So
he's kind of a dick.
He gives the kid a ceremonial knife.
And then they're like, wait a minute, you're Fire Nation? Get the fuck out of here.
So much more to this. You go through this too quickly. Yeah. All right. Because you watched this episode like 3 months ago. All right. So basically, it's like it's like literally like a Yojimbo or something, where like the people come back as soon as Zuko leaves, and like terrorize the family again, because there's these like soldiers that are basically, it's just like out of a samurai movie. It's just soldiers that are basically being brutes to all the people that don't have their
and they're all the shitty National Guard soldiers that didn't make it into the actual war.
Exactly. And so they're basically just stealing from the locals and being dicks. And so they basically find out that I think there's news that that kid's dad dies in the war or something.
No, his brother. Yeah.
Or no, it was captured or something. So he's, and they're like, what they do.
And they're like, what they do to captives, right?
And so they're like, well, we're going to take everything from your family because, there's no one else coming back. So, and so then Zuko's like, fine, I guess I got to help him out, because he had already left at this point. And so then he goes to face them, he beats them up, but then there's an earthbender who's really strong, and he basically has to use his firebending to stop this guy. And then everyone sees that he's actually a firebender, and he says, yeah, I'm fucking Prince Zuko, I'm royal. And then everyone's like, actually, I heard, weren't you like exiled and all this stuff? Yeah. And he's oh.
Everybody, all the townspeople that supported him immediately become dicks.
Yeah. I mean, but you think about it, that's the way it is, man. Like, all their family members have been killed by firebenders or out fighting them, so...
Well, yeah, and when you think of small-minded rural people, how is your neighborhood, Spanky?
Really... like...
Spanky
and
cut
like,
off.
You can just, like, reproach any of them and be like, hey, I am a sexual minority... or any type of marginalized person, and they'll be like, oh, we're really... No, they fucking hate you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I was
Bad.
saying we could like go through this next episode quickly too, but we can't really either. So
I mean, so the next episode is like
the chase.
good 70% of it is can basically be summed up as like fucking what's her name? Toph can feel a machine basically a
They're being
tank.
chased by a robot tank.
Yeah, they're being
Yep.
chased by a tank, and Toph can feel it, and they don't understand how that they can keep tracking them. But also, Appa is shedding hair
Yeah,
like a
Appa.
motherfucker, and
Put that shit
eventually
up.
they're like, "Wait a minute, what if they're fucking following Appa's hair?" So then Aang is like, "I'm gonna take a bunch of his fucking hair, fly the other way after we wash Appa, so he's not shedding so bad."
And the interesting thing about that is Azula sees through that right away, and she's like, "Oh
Yeah.
well, they washed him, and this is an intentional trail that they're leaving me, but also this probably leads to the Avatar. So he's fucking tired. I'm gonna go kick his ass."
Yeah.
So yeah, they basically split up, and it turns out the people that were chasing them is Azula and Ty Lee and whatever May, and they've been.
And then while they're doing that, fucking Toph is kind of being a bitch.
yeah, Toph.
Yeah.
Because
Toph is like, because everyone's like, "Toph, can you help us out?" And she's like, "Fuck you, I take care of myself." It's like,
It
yeah, but
is
we're a
important
team,
to
so we
remember
need it.
that she grew up as a rich kid.
Yeah, I know exactly. So
I got
like, he's like,
I don't need to help anyone else.
yeah, so she's like, "All right, fuck you, I'm gonna fuck off for a little while." So she randomly fucks off for a little while and encounters Iroh, who like
Yeah.
she doesn't know who Iroh is. She
No.
just fucking joined this group, and Iroh doesn't know who the fuck she is. So they just kind of hang out for a little
They
bit.
just have a cool hang sesh
Yeah.
where
Yep.
they like have tea together, basically.
Yeah.
And well, this is my observation on the episode was that Iroh was probably on the path to become just like every other fire bro in this nation, and then when his son died, it just fucking completely destroyed him, and he had to rebuild himself, and he ended up rebuilding himself into something that was better than who he used to be.
Correct. And you actually learn a lot about his whole philosophy in the coming episodes about how he isn't just, you can't just focus on one type of bending. And that
Next week, the last episode we'll watch is the Tales of Ba Sing Se, which is like an extremely good Iroh episode.
Yep. So basically, Aang, it's like another Western episode because they're out in the desert for like most of these episodes because they're kind of in the middle of the Earth Kingdom, which is a big desert. Aang's like sitting in this like abandoned Western town waiting for Azula to come riding up on her like lizard horse thing.
There's a
And then
literal Mexican standoff.
There is a Mexican standoff because they kind of start fighting, and then Zuko shows up and he's like, "I'm gonna take him." And then they have like a three-way bending Mexican standoff where they're all like pointing their like fists at each other, about to start doing something. And then they have a big fight, and then basically Toph and Iroh show up as well, and they kind of corner Azula, and Azula's like, "I know, and I've been beat." And then they all like are gonna attack her, and she just like makes a huge like fire explosion and escapes.
She does also like sneak shot Iroh.
and to distract everyone, and then she escapes with a huge fire explosion. And then Zuko is like, sorry, another thing too is Iroh and Toph are like talking about how, he's got this nephew who's hard to deal with and he's a little bit lost, and then she says maybe you need to tell him how much you need him, not just that he needs you, and at this point Zuko's like, well, I got to stay behind and help out Iroh. Katara offers to help basically because she can
like, I
heal.
can heal him. But
no, because he's an edgelord.
well, yeah, and it's also like maybe she should have been more explicit about I have healing powers. But
Whatever. Anyway, so they part ways and he goes to sleep. And they finally get to sleep because they've been on the run all this time.
Yep.
All right. The next episode we got is the bitter
Aang
work.
learns earthbending. That's all to see here.
No, it is a training montage.
It is.
Yeah, it is. And my favorite part of this whole episode is that like, because at this point it's like there's like Aang and Toph are doing the training. Katara's like kind of part of the training, but like not part of the earthbending training. But like, we got to do waterbending shit too because you're still not a great waterbender. So like, she's off like doing her own kind of thing. And then Sokka's like, I'm fucking hungry. I'm gonna go get some shit to eat. And he finds this really cute animal. He's like, I'm gonna fucking eat you.
He's like,
so cute.
You're very
and then
cute. Unfortunately, you're made of meat.
Yeah. And then he falls into a hole and gets stuck. And that's where he spends the entire fucking episode, but the little cute animal just torments him the entire fucking time.
Yeah. This is the Sokka's 127 hours.
Yeah, basically.
Because he's trapped in some rocks. And the little animal's bugging him, and he keeps saying, like, throughout the whole time, while you keep cutting, it's like a seapot. They keep cutting back, and he's like, "Fine, I'll be a vegetarian." All this stuff. I'll stop being sarcastic. I'll just everything, and then it's just funny. But then we'll get back to that. But so basically, they butt heads because I love how they actually showed this not through telling you, but like the way that Aang fights. But Aang, as an airbender, spends a lot of time dodging attacks and not trying to confront things head on, because as an airbender, you can zip around or fly past or over obstacles, and you don't need to take things head on. Whereas an earthbender, it's the exact opposite. Earthbending is all about grabbing the fucking stone in front of you and whipping it at the other guy. There's no
which school of martial arts is earthbending based on?
I think it's like judo.
Something like that.
That makes sense because judo, as far as I know, it is all about redirecting your opponent's energy to use their strength against them.
Yeah, but that sounds like waterbending too, because they talk about that a little bit. We should look into this because it's kind of one of the things they showed as well.
All right,
I've got it.
Yep.
Tai Chi is waterbending.
Yep.
Okay.
Hungar is earthbending, which I've never heard of. So that's a type of. Let me look up what Hungar or Hungar. It is a Chinese martial art.
It apparently is a form of kung fu as well.
Yeah. There you go. It's just a Chinese martial art.
You mean kung flu?
Shut up, Lance.
Why? Someone tell me why it's racist to call it the Chinese virus. That's just where it's from.
Anyway,
clown.
So it sounds like what are the basic? Can I get
home ownership is really taking a toll, huh?
Let me tell you something about the fucking communists. Does Lance own a home? Is that what fucked him up?
No.
Wow.
So
how can you be not a homeowner that bad? Fucking Christ.
Hungar, right, is literally translates to giant fist.
Yeah,
so it's the horse stance, which she actually mentions, I think, or maybe she doesn't call it horse stance, but it's deep low stance and strong hand techniques.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very much like getting low, stand your ground, and punching a lot. So that looks a lot like what
song from the 90s about how we should all get low.
Firebending is pretty typical. I think that's Northern Shaolin, which is just like when you think of Kung Fu, like that's what it is. Basic, like your basic Kung Fu. And then airbending is Bagua.
Bagua Zhang, which is circle walking.
Okay. Cool.
I don't know what that is, but it sounds cool.
You walk in circles. It's all about constant motion,
constant movement,
flow of motion.
Okay.
Yes.
That makes sense.
It's like an air. You constantly move to fight. It's so cool the work they put into this. But anyway, so it's very much the opposite because his type of martial arts is constantly being moving, and hers of earthbending is stand your ground and learn to use your inner strength basically. And so she has all these exercises where she's trying to teach him how to do that. Like it's funny, the first time he tries to earthbend, he tries to push the rock and he just flies back. The rock doesn't. Because it's like, you got to stand your ground. So she tries to roll a giant boulder at him, and he pusses out. But the
meanwhile,
the other...
Katara's being the supportive kindergarten teacher. No, you did great. You tried your hardest.
But anyway, we go to the B plot, which is also very interesting, where Iroh is on the mend, and he starts to teach Zuko some things, and he talks actually specifically about the four nations, and he actually gives a really cool speech about kind of how each bending type has a different system of wisdom.
Yep.
How the air nomads are freedom from worldly concerns. Fire Nation is like power, desire, and growth. Earth Kingdom is endurance, diversity, and steadfastness.
Yep.
And the water tribes are community and love and change and the ability to change quickly, like tribes, like nomadic, they can go anywhere. And so it's kind of much more than just their bending styles at these. And so Iroh's basically like, you kind of have to like study the other bendings to learn their styles to be like a complete person. And that's kind of what's changed him basically in a way. And he says he's learned a technique by studying how the waterbenders go. And that is, which we saw earlier, his ability to redirect lightning and control lightning because it flows just like water. Those are flow through you.
Those are two different things though, because he does try to teach Zuko how to actually create lightning by separating your positive and negative energies.
Yep, correct.
And then being able to redirect it. And Zuko
advanced firebending technique, which I believe we see Azula do earlier. No, she just blew fire.
No,
no, she does lightning.
Okay.
The twin masters taught her.
Yeah. Exactly. So it's something that firebenders are capable of doing because lightning is basically, but it's different than fire because
it's cold-blooded fire, as they put it.
Yeah.
And so then we get actually a pretty cool moment with Zuko because he's like, well, fine, shoot lightning at me so I can redirect it. And Iroh's like, no, are you fucking insane? You die.
Yeah. I do like that when you're redirecting it, you have to take a detour to your gut because if it passes through your heart, it's gonna kill you.
Yeah, well, and
I like how there's like that one very small, like in this extremely not scientifically accurate at all anime. There's like, but the reason why you don't have negative and positive in both in one hand and the other is so it doesn't travel across your heart. So you got to ground from your wrist
it's like,
to
this is where
the
science
ground.
happens.
So it's like, so we're gonna take that and say go to your gut because that's not where your heart is. It's like. The way that it doesn't work. But,
it's an Eastern philosophy thing that your chi is centered in your gut as well. So it's kind of like you can't go through the heart. You got to
also my gravity is centered in my gut.
Yeah, you know what else is centered in my gut? That fucking cheesesteak I ate.
You guys remember when we did the Mirabelle rice?
Yeah.
I think part of that is still in my
Yeah, bro.
It was such a sin that I just have to have it with me.
I'm just gonna throw this out there. There's another $5 box out there with a new item, the grilled cheese burrito.
What the fuck is a grilled cheese burrito?
Menu break.
I just had it today. I will talk about it later. It was basically a decently beefy, cheesy burrito with the with the hot Frito strips in there. And just a little bit of the Mexican rice, but then there's melted cheese on the outside. There's melted a whole shitload of cheese. It was super cheesy outside of the burrito. So they have it wrapped in a paper, and then that's wrapped in the foil wrap.
Okay, you guys, we have to end the podcast here because I gotta
go. Yeah, I mean, I could go for some Taco Bell now. Anyway,
get some fourth meal.
I could go for some fourth meal. So we got the final episode.
This episode brought to you by our sponsors, Taco Bell and NordVPN.
Go to tacobell.com/borninthE80s for nothing.
So we go to the library.
Yes,
for the final episode of this week. Mm-hmm. And basically it's like everyone's like, all right, we need to do some mini vacations, basically, is what you find out they're doing. So they're all going to different things. Aang is playing a flute to have some groundhog creatures dance, and Katara, I forget, wants to go to the
frozen ice thing.
Oasis, which is like a big frozen ice in the middle of the desert. and they have some like smoothies. But while they're having smoothies, they meet the Sandbenders, who again, all of the Bumpkin Benders seem really interested in eating Appa for some reason.
Yep.
It happens again here because they're like looking at Appa, but you kind of see them leave too because they like do sand whirlwinds to like propel boats. It's across the sand. It's actually kind of cool. But anyway, this guy's like, I'm a professor at the Ba Sing Se University, and you know he hears them and sees that he's the Avatar, and they kind of have a talk. And he's like, I'm trying to find this awesome library, the Knowledge Spirit. And Ong's like, oh, fucking Spirit World's shit. Let's go. This sounds cool.
No, Sokka wants to go because he's like, we need a plan, we need a strategy, and this has a place for it. I want my mini vacation there.
Yeah. So he wants to have mini vacation.
No one's found this thing for years.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, we have a flying bison.
They have a flying bison.
So yeah, they fly around and then find like a big spire, and then they look at the picture and are like, oh my god, it's buried. That's just the top. And there's a fox that runs in with like a fucking scroll or something, because I guess there's like foxes going around taking knowledge and bringing it back to the library.
I also found it interesting that Toph is like, I can kind of see, but it's blurry because the sand is so loose and flowy.
Correct. Her ability to see in the desert is difficult, so she's like kind of like, I don't really want to go in the library. I'm going to hang out here with Appa. Yeah. I love the part 2 when they cut back and she just like looks over at Appa and she goes, "Sup?" like what's up with you? Anyway, so they go in, they meet the Knowledge Spirit, which is like a really cool design. He's like a owl with on the back of his head, and they're like, cool.
He's even cooler when he gets pissed off.
Yeah, and so they're like, so he's like, why did you bury the place, or what's going on? And he's like, well, I don't like having humans here because basically all humans ever do is try and find out how to kill other humans more efficiently. So that's all they're ever here for.
It's like, that sucks. Hey, by the way, how can you teach us how to kill the Fire Nation?
I know, and it's just like, Sokka, did you not listen to what this owl said? And so he lies basically, and is like, no, this is the Avatar, and we're not going to abuse the knowledge. We just want to like help him become a better, Avatar. So we want
knowledge for knowledge's sake.
Yeah, and so they basically offer him a bunch of like stuff. I think the guy from Ba Sing Se has like a book of knowledge he can offer, and Katara has that waterbending scroll.
Yeah,
and Aang has a wanted poster.
Yeah.
And then Sokka
has a cool knot.
Knot. And thanks, I guess. Like, and he makes fun of it.
It's an avocado. Thanks.
So basically, they look through there and they find like this cool planetarium, and then Sokka's like, finds a scroll like, this is the worst day of the Fire Nation, or
the darkest day of the Fire Nation. Yeah.
And then they find a planetarium, and he's like, oh hey, we could like find out this date on the planetarium. And they go to that date, and immediately I was like, I know exactly what's going to happen. It's going to be a solar eclipse, which of course we know that the Firebenders get power from the sun. So a solar eclipse would mean they would lose their bending for, an eclipse is a pretty short amount of time. So, I would say they probably lose a lot of bending power for, I don't know, an hour maybe, from like, because it starts to get a little dark for a while, so it's not that bad. But
also, it honestly makes me think of like, can they just not firebend at night? Because, and during an eclipse, the moon is blocking the sun.
We've seen it.
But I know, but like during an eclipse, the moon's blocking the sun, and during nighttime, the rest of the earth is blocking the sun. So it's still a celestial body blocking the sun from reaching you. So but like, I understand why it doesn't work that way.
Opposite element.
It's a very flat Earth way of looking at it, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like, the moon is the water bending spirit, so it's like.
So I'm just gonna go out here and say that in the world of Avatar: The Last Airbender, the Earth is flat.
No, Earth is not opposite to the sun, so it doesn't completely negate it.
So what do you think about that, Matt?
Yeah, I think Matt's got a good point. Yeah. I think I'm going to side with Matt on this one.
He had to step away for another bathroom break, even though he
Yes.
took one. I just wanted to call him out. So anyway, the spirit immediately finds out that they're obviously just trying to figure out how to fight the firebenders better, which is exactly what he said he didn't want them to do. And so he turns into this crazy, like, his neck gets long. He turns into this awesome, like, fucking beast and starts chasing him around. And is like,
Yep.
I'm going to sink the whole library. And this library starts sinking, basically. And then Toph realizes it, and she basically has to, like, make a sandstone platform to hold onto, and then she basically is trying to hold the library from falling as long as she can. And then while she's doing that, the fucking sandbenders steal Appa because she can't let go because their friends are in there. So Appa's kidnapped and she's holding them up. Meanwhile, while this is happening, Aang and Sokka are basically like, okay, we got to figure this out quick before we get out of here because it's too important, to know. And so they find basically the next solar eclipse will happen, in a few months, which is before the return of Sozin's Comet. So they have a chance basically to strike back before Sozin's Comet happens. Even though at this point, I think everyone knows that that Aang is not going to fight the Fire Nation head on like a fucking super weapon, because that's not what the Avatar is supposed to do. But they haven't realized that yet. So they're still thinking about it as like, we can pick a perfect date to invade. So basically they escape, and then the fucking knowledge guy's like, bury me in this library so I can read books for the rest of my life.
He also this is not the last you see of him in the entire like Avatar series.
Oh, cool. That's cool. I don't even remember, but
I it's in Korra, but you do see.
Okay.
So like you don't see him anymore.
Repository of all knowledge, so it is important, and it doesn't gone. It's just completely buried. At least 70 years later, who knows? I don't remember what happens exactly, but
So the three kids then get out.
Yep.
And
we get a good moment. So basically, Knowledge Spirit's like, I'm well versed in all types of water bending styles, so any attacks you use on me are useless. And then Sokka just flies down from above and knocks the owls unconscious with his fucking club and says, "That's Sokka style."
No, he did it with a book.
With a book, yeah. He knocks the guy over the head. And then they escape from the rope, and then the spirit wakes up and chases them, but they get out just in time.
Turns out it is true what they say, knowledge is power.
And then Appa has been kidnapped, and that's where we end it.
Yeah.
And
So
and Aang is extremely unhappy about that.
I mean, I would be. It's the coolest thing ever.
I think it seems so. Wikipedia has alerted me to the fact that it seems like we may have been too cavalier in our episode divisions, because it's calling this part 1 of the 2-part 44-minute special The Fury of Aang, and chapter 11 is part 2 of that.
So
I think it's fine.
10
this
and 11
is a good cutoff. But I think this is how
it's like it was kidnapped. We'll find out next week.
The Fury of Aang, I think they were shown as a 2-part episode on television at once.
And I think next week is going to be good because we get to cover both the next part of this and Tales of Ba Sing Se, which is like one of the best episodes.
Well, what's interesting is this feels like in this modern TV age, it would be sort of a mid-season cliffhanger break
Finale. Yeah.
Like,
really?
The best friend Bison is kidnapped. What will happen?
Well, if you look at the dates on Wikipedia, it was the previous episode that was. Because it was.
It's that episode, isn't it?
Yeah, it's that episode, John.
Oh.
Yeah.
No.
It's the one where Arya kills the Night King, and then a dragon's just like really mad at this chair for some reason.
See, I'm not looking ahead, but it's the one that's going to make me cry again, isn't it?
Yes.
Yep.
God damn it.
Make you cry.
Oh, God damn it. Because I knew it was coming up soon.
You know, if I felt human emotions, I'm sure...
Oh, you will.
You will.
Yeah. feel human emotions again. Because I was like, oh, that's like there's like going to be a really emotional episode in season 3, and I was wrong. It's in this season.
Yeah.
No, it's season 2, and it's in next week's book club.
All right. Well, I look forward to it.
It's actually a really good episode too, because it's kind of like a 3-parter, because you have
it's multiple stories.
No, 5-parter or 6-parter.
Yeah,
there's Momo.
It's one of those like, what is everyone doing today? Like, so it's like, so it's not like a story where like it's cut up between all of them throughout the full runtime. It's like we'll devote 1/5 of this entire episode to a linear story for each character because they're all doing.
Oh, this is the episode that had that meme too that I posted.
Yeah.
It's like where she's like, "What do you like, Zuko?" Nothing.
So, John, just to make sure that I'm doing it right, that I know it's the right thing, that's the thing I'm thinking of.
Uh-huh.
There's a song, right? Someone's singing a song. Okay. Yeah.
It's the one where Pippin sings that thing about how, like, the Return of the King and stuff.
God damn it.
Yes. Song is played. Leaves from the Vine.
Oh no. Fuck.
Yeah.
Oh shit. I didn't click on it, but I saw a Reddit like indie music subreddit that I follow. Somebody had a cover of Leaves from the Vine. And I noted it because Eero was the thumbnail.
Yeah,
so this is from that.
Why do you mispronounce every name?
Eero?
Eero, Katara, Ong,
Wait,
Ipa,
Katara, is that not right?
Soka.
Say Katara, right? That's the one you say right.
Because it's like katana.
Ahsoka.
Like, that's like, want to see my katana and my fucking
Say
fedora?
episode.
Wait, what?
It's Sokka.
It's not Soka?
No.
Sokka.
Sokka.
Sokka. Iroh?
Iroh is correct. Not
Toph. Toph?
Iroh or something.
Toph.
It's
To be fair, Toph looks like it. Like you're trying to spell
so here's why. It's because whenever I'm watching any entertainment, I never remember anybody's name. So I might as well just be seeing these in writing for the first time. And yeah,
I'm ready for the Tale of Iroh.
No.
Well,
no. All right.
Anyway,
next week.
You know what we're talking about, TJ.
Yeah, I do.
It's okay, Matt. You'll be fine.
See, I was already bracing for it, even though I knew it wasn't up, at this point yet. But I'm feeling it.
It's gonna get dusty. All right.
Yep.
Done. Episode over. How do we?
Uncle
Born in the 80s.net, YOLO420.com, so born in the 80s. John _Danger, May of May 84, the other guy.
You can find all my music on matthagmusic.com. You can find it on Instagram. You can find it on Bandcamp, SoundCloud or something. You can subscribe to Matt Hag Music Newsletter to get a free download.
Twitch.tv/May of May. I'm almost to my first payout. So if you could give me 3 bits, that'd be nice.
The Taco Bell is near me. Is open.
Until when?
3.
Holy crap.
Dude, fourth meal is anytime.
It used to close at midnight, but now it's till 3.
Do you know that I could actually get there in time to your Taco Bell?
No.
I'm not going to.
Oh wait, my car's slanty.
Mine's not.
Taco Bell.
Want me to drive you?
You drive your slanty car to Taco Bell.
My car sucks so bad. It overheats and the radiator gets really, the fan gets so loud you can't do a drive-through because it's like.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Like,
Bye.
I've got another
you're
poster.
hearing the fireworks by my next door neighbors.
So I don't have the Battle for Baden-Platte DLC. U.S. Army, Royal Air Force, and Luftwaffe, so I could play as Americans in this.
Spanky, I have another poster.
A Realm Reborn, Final Fantasy 14.
Yeah, I just found it in Illinois, so I brought it here.
You should play as the Royal Air Force. Those guys are cool.
I could right here. Oh, you can't see my screen anymore. I'm not.
No.
Yeah, so this DLC has the P-47D, which is one of my favorite planes of all time. It's the precursor to if you know the Warthog, a big
From
giant,
Halo. Yeah.
the big giant plane. It's the air to ground fighter. It has 6. So like a 50 cal, that huge fucking machine gun. This thing has 6 of them on it. It just shredded ground targets. And then, of course, you have the P-51 Mustang, which is an awesome plane, and the Spitfire.
What is this?
As well. Wow, you are popping off, Spanky.
I'm sorry, man. I live in Missouri, and I live outside of city limits, so I can't do anything about it.
Well, you have the Avatar games.
I bought them a long time ago.
I didn't even know there were games.
Yep,
yeah.
I've got the first 2.
Are they good?
I don't know. I haven't played them.
Do you know what kind of gameplay they are?
I think just simple action combat, maybe a little bit of platforming if I had to guess.
Okay.
I know that the Legend of Korra game that came out 4 years ago or something was critically super easy and you can get all the achievements in 10 minutes.
I remember I watched and this was in this was before Legend of Korra even started. There was an Xbox 360 game of Avatar where every single you could get all so every game in for Xbox had 1,000 gamer score you could get. Yeah. You could get all, and every single achievement in this Avatar game was a combo. If you got a 2-hit combo, you got 100 points. If you got a 3-hit combo, you get 100 points. And it basically just went up like that until you had 1,000. And the very first level, you can just not defeat the enemies and just wait until they do a recover. But there's enough recovery time or whatever, so you can just get all 1,000.
What the fuck is
on
that?
The first level.
More fireworks.
Oh. Yeah, so I just grabbed some random PS2 games while I was up there. I've got my Final Fantasy 13 trilogy, including the collector's edition of 13-2. I bought that used at a GameStop with all the collector's edition stuff. I have my Horny Tactics game, Record of Agarest 4-0.
Ooh!
This is not
That's
not
not
the
me.
one that comes with the body pillow.
It's Matt.
That's got a fucking soundbar on.
That was too real, Matt.
Yeah, so I've got the Horny Collector's Edition here.
I guess I should buy this.
All right, I have to adjust my camera.
What the fuck came in this? Tarot cards, I think? And then regular playing cards?
I don't know what came in it, but I can tell you what can come in it.
Yep, that's about right. Yeah, these are regular playing cards. They're not as horny as I expected.
Guess I'm gonna buy 2 more games.
What else are you gonna get?
Well, you know what? Maybe I'll hold off on buying this IL-2 Cervic expansion. But I do want to get Hell Let Loose. Have you seen anything about Hell Let Loose? Came out last summer. Came out actually on D-Day last summer. It's a first-person shooter, a World War II, but it's got RTS elements in it. So there's commanders and shit.
This is like a mini tarot deck.
But it's like a realism type shooter, so I'm actually excited to buy this. I've heard it's good.
Hey, Spanky, can you tell them to shut the fuck up?
Yeah, tell them we got a podcast to record.
They'll run out of fireworks.
It's 9:30 in Missouri. We've got another hour and a half of this at least.
It's okay. We can have the podcast.
Guys, why the fuck did I purchase HemsworthFeet.world?
I don't know, but if
great.
you ever give it up, I will disown you.
Okay.
Okay.
What if I like turn out to be like a super right wing crazy person, like the last co-host podcast, and like have it linked to Ben Shapiro's website?
Oh man.
Now,
Too real.
the best.
really don't know who Ben Shapiro is. Like I've seen him, I think.
Destroys liberals with facts and logic.
Yeah, well that's the like I know the meme of him. I guess I just don't get why he's popular.
Because he's on YouTube and like fucking white boys who like literally can't think critically will hear him talk and be like, "Oh my god, that makes so much sense. Now if I say that to liberals, they'll just fucking destroy."
Okay.
So,
Hey guys, just so you know, I'm gonna wear a mask at the appropriate time, and that time is Halloween.
Okay.
God damn it,
Fucking,
John.
you're so fucking brave.
I know. All right, I gotta
Okay.
turn off.
Where's my
The,
frame rate
the
garbage?
liberal SJW media wants to punish you for having liberty and freedom.
That's
I
right.
have the best Mario game ever.
All right,
I finally brought it down here.
let's get levels.
Mario
All right,
Golf.
this is John talking, and then now we're gonna have Matt and TJ and
It's your boy, Freedom Boy Matt.
What's up? It's a bunch of dicks in my face. Dicks in my face, Banky.
It's your boy, dicks in my face. You know, the
It's
dicks
your
that are
dicks,
in my
boy
face.
in my face.
I love my dicks. I love them when they're in my face.
wow, I can't get levels at all.
You're welcome. There's no audio coming
So
through.
let's try this again, but with not Matt turning his head away from the microphone as soon as it was time for him to do. His mic?
Something fell and I had to figure
No,
out.
he looks away from the microphone to breathe in, like
Yeah.
Tay
Yeah, like Tay-Zonde.
Chocolate rain.
Dot,
Some
dot.
stay dry and others feel the pain. Chocolate rain.
It's really the
A
anthem
baby
of our
born will
age.
die
Matt, your
before the
stream just
sin.
keeps buffering
Chocolate
for me,
rain.
so it's taking a while for me to listen.
What is what? Oh,
Do you not have low latency on?
All right.
God
you
damn
either-
it, Spanky!
And
You
do
either need
anything
to move a
about it,
little
bro.
farther away from your mic or turn it down.
Wait, did you say I have to turn it down?
I can't watch your stream; it just keeps buffering. I'm gonna have to restart Twitch.
That's because the powers that be have decided that my
Very hard
stream's
to-
not a priority.
Second.
Oh
right.
fuck! You lost the coding options. All right, go ahead, John.
Wow. Can somebody else get levels? It literally every second the stream buffers. It's impossible. It's impossible.
Okay. Let me refresh the stream, and then I'll go ahead and do it. Oh,
I'm talking. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Also, Matt, I think I can hear your air conditioner, although it's the least worrisome of all the noises. Can somebody listen to this, or maybe I can get on my phone and listen?
I have a cat. I
It's
can't
not
do
working
anything.
quite easy.
I can't
do
hear
anything,
myself.
but I can only comfort my cat. That's all I can do. Look at him. He needs comforting.
All right, I can hear you guys now. But did you guys hear any of that? It's crazy.
What, you talking about my explosions?
No, I'm talking about the fact that Matt's Twitch stream buffers about every 2 seconds. And so I can't get levels really because I can't hear anybody.
Yeah.
It just keeps turning off.
Yeah, it's not even showing the down scaling options. So it's just like, hey, fuck you. We don't care about you. You don't have enough viewers to matter. And they're right.
I wasn't having any issues on Matt's stream, so.
Chocolate rain.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, chocolate rain.
All right, John, we can't hear you.
I know. I wonder if it's my internet then or something that's fucking up.
Might be.
Oh, what is it? What do I want to go to a website to find out how fast your internet is? What's a good one?
Hemsworthfeet.world.
Fast.com.
Is that really it?
Fast.com.
Okay, here we go.
Let's see. Who's in the chat? Are people in the chat?
Oh yeah. this is 100% my internet's problem right now. I'm getting 4.4 megs down.
Oh shit!
Hell yeah.
Shit!
That's all you need. 56K.
I usually get about 60 to 80.
Do you dial up to AOL?
So somebody else is going to have to get levels because I cannot watch.
I'll get levels first. Go John, and then Matt, and then TJ, and then Spanky.
All right, this is John. Matt's going to be way too loud, but
I turned myself down. I don't know if it's enough though.
All
All right, this is TJ. I'm talking here. Spanky.
I can hear Spanky.
All right, I can hear Spanky now. Matt, you can go a little tiny bit quieter. TJ, you need to be louder.
I can turn.
Yeah, you're gonna have to turn me up on your end. Yeah. It's gonna be the easiest way to do it.
Why am I getting 1.9 megs down?
I don't know, but maybe you're 5 viewers right now because we've got 7 viewers.
I've got 7 up,
I
but
got.
only 1.92 down. Oh, you know why?
I'm gonna
Because I just bought a game on Steam,
Oh,
And I told
Steam
it-
is fucking downloading.
and I told it to download because I bought Hell Let
You
Loose.
idiot.
Yeah. I was like, why am I having such... Okay, I can get levels then. I just paused that.
Steampy, you idiot!
I
Alright,
cranked.
let me-
TJ, say something real quick.
Crank that soldier boy.
Okay.
Ah,
Say it
right.
again.
All right,
to
John
our-
talking, and then Matt, and then TJ.
This is
Oh my
Matt.
God.
I've
Stream
maxed
was
out
like 5
TJ,
minutes
so
behind.
who knows?
And then we got TJ over here. I could have boosted, but Spanky.
Hi, I'm Spanky. I probably will yell
John
louder. and keep the
talking,
mic.
and then Matt, and then TJ, and then Spanky.
And this is Matt.
TJ, where the fuck are we now?
And this is Spanky.
Matt, can you take the focus off my face though?
Oh right. TJ still sounds quiet.
Spanky
Okay,
might be a little too
I'll
loud.
boost it. Give me a minute.
I'll just.
probably Windows
I
fucking
when
up.
hold on. I bet you I know what it is. When I move
TJ
my
does sound
microphone.
quiet. Let's...
When I moved my microphone, I probably bumped the gain on mine, so I just set it back
All right,
to what it usually
let's
is.
try it again. This is John talking, and then Matt.
Yo, dog.
And
I'm
then
Matt,
TJ, and then
the YouTuber boy.
All right, this is TJ. I was at 64. Now I'm at 100.
What's up, gamers? NordVPN has brought you this video for the top 10 best anime cocksucker scene.
Am I better?
Yeah.
Okay. Fucking Windows and their microphone
We're
settings. Fucking shit. John, I see why you have the problem because Windows fucking sucks.
Yeah.
Windows
It's terrible.
bad,
that sounded good.
bad.
TJ, you sound better at 100.
Good. Yeah.
The only problem, well, this is Spanky's problem, but he'll have to deal with it in the future. Your bare walls are making for a very echoey room with your microphone.
Yeah, I haven't done anything yet.
Yeah,
That's
get
okay.
some fucking Barbie Afghans and shit like John used to have.
Oh, Spanky
mean-
doesn't even know what that is.
Yeah.
I have to get a drink before we start, but I think we're ready to go. So let me go grab something.
Yeah,
else.
I have a drink.
I'm gonna
Uh,
grab another beer because it's
Yeah,
like
I
I'm
need
gonna need
something.
2 beers.
Because we're gonna start here.
Okay. I'll go get something too. Yes, this does look like piss.
I look like this.
Fucking shit. Welcome to Born in the 80s episode. I don't even fucking know. This is TJ May. No one else is around. Alright, bye everybody. Except for we're not done. Just he decided to leave and fucking shit. Goddamn fireworks.
Meow, 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 meow.
Hi, Spanky.
What's up, friends?
I wonder if there was ever like a chocolate porter or stout called chocolate.
Probably.
I'm having Pastèque LaCroix
I don't know what that is.
watermelon.
I put a little bit of lemonade in this and then just filled the rest up with tap water.
Oh, so you're having... Oh, that's amazing. Can you mail that to me, John?
It look-
Joining my Afghan. Check this
That is
out. Wait for the best part.
Oh my god, I love that so much.
I want that mics, but I don't know if my cord will reach.
Go get your mic.
God damn it.
Mike.
Fuck.
You can't see the terrible faces now, but it's up there. How's it going?
It's going.
So that was my simple,
I almost died.
my simple solution.
God, Matt.
My simple solution to getting a recording studio is just buy a bunch of cheap fucking quilts and things from St. Vincent's or like Goodwill, and you just hang them up on the wall. I just tacked them to the wall around in the old room.
I
So it
fucking
helped a
love.
lot.
I fucking love Matt's outfit right now.
Yeah.
You mean the too small shirt?
I mean, it's just like a very beer gut, right? Like,
Wow.
Yeah, I was concerned when I saw that.
it's
Well,
like
I
I'm
mean,
just
what
gonna
we're saying-
expose my
He's
love
too hot.
handles and beer gut and nothing else.
I don't think you can
It's-
hear any of that.
I know
No, he
it's kind of turning me on, honestly.
Hey, Matt, what's up?
Hi. I was playing with this light. The light, like, blends into the background.
Oh fuck! I didn't put on my lamp. Ah, whatever. I don't give a fuck right now. My light's okay.
I'll just put it right here.
Matt, I was saying that I fucking love your wardrobe today.
Okay. Okay.
He's calling you a sex symbol.
Yeah.
Dude,
all right.
You
Were
fucking
you-
turn me on. Whenever you were bending down and shit, you just had like 100% love handle exposure. It was like a tube top for love handles. It was hot as fuck.
Yeah.
It's like that one time I showed my asshole on stream.
Yes. Yes.
That's like,
Speaking.
that's where I am now. Like, none of my clothes fit anymore, and I don't want to buy new clothes.
Dude, I hear
Like,
you.
this is how it happens.
So I have a problem, and I don't want this up. This could be in the pre-roll. We're good. I got my jorts back, so I'm totally jean shorted. I love my jean shorts. Yes,
Yeah, I
We
got
had
some
a-
Jordans.
we had a discussion of jean shorts on the podcast. Because I was asking if jorts were in because everyone was making fun of me, and you guys told me no,
All right.
and I'm still wearing jean shorts.
We gotta get started.
Mm-mm.
What episode number is this? 399? Oh my god! All
We're
right.
almost hitting that 400.
Is that anything? No. That light's not really bright enough to do anything.
I can change
What
the
if it's over
if
here?
I cover up the light. Okay, I was gonna get started, but Matt's got his lightsaber or something.
I'm just playing with my lights. Hey, look at that.
It does look like a
soul
lightsaber. Oh, he's a good guy now. Oh,
Dude,
no,
Matt
anymore.
is so cyber today.
Welcome
can't
to
decide.
Born. Ah!
Yeah, I'll just do this.
Started.
Okay, I'll shut up.
No, you won't.
Go for it. I promise I won't
What?
interrupt you.
Oh my god! Oh, it's okay.
Is that anything?
Welcome to Oh.
It wasn't me.
Everyone stop. Welcome to Born in the 80s, episode 300. You know, I'd leave it in if it wasn't a curse, and this is a curse-free podcast.
This is a
now.
Christian
Welcome
podcast.
to Born in the
John.
80s, episode 399, everybody.
This
Welcome to
podcast
Born
is
in
a
the
Christian
John
Minecraft
underscore
server.
Danger, featuring my co-host as always.
Mad Hag.
TJ May. Haha, John has to be himself.